Do I look okay, 10?
You look beautiful as
Thanks,
we go
Jen.
live. Let's see how we're doing. I don't know how this is. Internet, if you're here, which you're probably not because we literally just started. Welcome to GenCon live. Hopefully the audio doesn't crack out too bad. Hopefully the streaming quality isn't utter garbage. But the recording will be okay. So welcome to Princess of the Apocalypse number 21. I didn't even put a title at the top of the screen because I'm a moron, but that's okay. It's been a long day. I'm also extremely close to this microphone. So we have Celeste here, which I'm pointing. You can't see, but anyway.
Hi, it's me, Celeste.
So we're gonna pick up this story where we left off last time, and we'll get Celeste in here shortly. Similar to every other Princess of the Apocalypse stream we ever do, all of the chat currency and all of that fun stuff exists, although I don't have any of the notifications turned on, so we're going to have to go on my phone and keep an eye on things, because I just remembered I forgot to do that.
We're killing it today, crew.
I know, I'm still posting on Twitter, so...
You know what? Go ahead, post on Twitter, it's all good.
I'm doing it.
Oh, we are live.
Did you post one on Twitter?
I did automatically post, so
I'm gonna retweet you.
That's
Oh,
good.
that's what I'll do. That's good. Then I don't have to write anything.
Precisely.
So...
Searching for the nerd.
Oh, you know what? My chat bot works. There we go.
Oh, that's neat.
All right,
I'm
so...
so excited to be here with you guys.
Yeah, this is awesome to see everybody in person.
This is really weird.
It's cool to see everybody in person. Everybody's got physical dice. Some are newly acquired from GenCon, which is awesome, like Bucky and Brittany's dice.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. And
I guess.
yeah,
Super pretty.
hopefully.
And I got my bone dice.
Ooh.
Oh, and I got my Nerd Immersion orange D20 that will be rolled today.
Look at that. Yeah, that's like this one, but this one's a little better. Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah, I guess we're all at Gen Con. It's great. If you're out and about somewhere, and you see us, you should say hi, because I think we're all willing to say hi to people, right? That's not a thing.
Oh, yeah.
I ran into Croyd's Laundry.
Really?
Awesome.
I actually, I had a first like random, I was sitting at a table at a game, and somebody was like, came right over to me. I was like, man, this is so cool. People recognize you, yeah.
That's bizarre.
That hasn't happened to me. I'm
Really?
usually drinking and
It hasn't happened to me.
I'll be like drinking and sitting, and most of the time the answer is, wait a second, your little red dot? That one's like, you don't even look like you. That's what I've gotten all weekend.
I honestly, when I saw you at the bar yesterday, I was like, I didn't think it was you.
I immediately recognized you. I'm like,
Right.
yeah, I know.
My soul sister. She
I sat there and I was like, how's Brittany? Who's Brittany with? And I was like, oh shit.
Wow.
Yeah, see what I mean?
I'm not being mean. I just really.
I must either look really different in person, or I'm doing it up right on my end of the camera to hide the flaws.
Anyway, so this is Princess of the Apocalypse. The last time we left off, Brittany's character Lilith just dealt with her werewolf affliction by everybody undergoing a crazy moonfire ritual, seeking out a magic stone, killing a dragon, killing a dragon tree.
We danced.
There was dancing, lots of dancing around a moonstone altar. And then Katie from our other stream's character just rode off into the night to go and continue being Rasputin. So
Right. Oh, we killed a dragon?
you did.
You killed a dragon.
Celeste is so upset about that.
In another time and place, on another Monday.
I want to think
There's
that's
characters crying.
somewhere on the ether.
Somewhere.
I dick stabbed the hell out of that dragon.
You did.
It was, yeah.
did.
There's a first for everything. It was good. It was good
I
dick
got
stabbing.
a
It was
solid armor.
a solid dick stab.
You did, yeah. So your armor, which we talked about it quickly at the end, and I actually forgot to make like the little thing for your armor. But yeah, your armor it's +1 plate mail, so that bumps your AC up by 1. And the main thing is, while wearing it, you you no longer lose control of your werewolf powers. And we decided that when you shift into the hybrid form of the werewolf, you can still keep the armor on and gain the benefit of the AC.
A werewolf wearing armor?
Well, werewolves can use use weapons
pretty
and stuff.
sweet.
Yeah, so that was the whole process there.
Oh, can we paint your fingernails? I've always wanted to see a werewolf with their fingernails painted.
Oh, yeah. Duh. I mean, well, she's not much of a,
I feel like Aiden would be like, come.
Lilith would
Let
do
me
it.
make you pretty.
Lilith would never do it for herself, but she would let you do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like easy.
I feel like that's actually just Brittany Johnson.
Yeah, that's also.
That's just actually Brittany Johnson.
So no longer lose control of werewolf changes, and I can wear it when I'm in wolf form.
Correct, and that which we also said gives you access. Now that you're fully in control, you can shift into a hybrid form, or your just generic old wolf form, so you look like a regular wolf, or whatever your version of a wolf, whatever Brittany's version of a wolf looks like. If that's, you know.
I'd like to know what that is.
Wolf's like a cat.
Did you guys ever see Balto?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
so
so
pretty.
cute.
Well, it's not Balto.
Okay.
I love Balto. I love Balto. But remember when he like falls down the cliff and he's about to give up, and that white wolf comes up out of the fucking snow, and he like just looks at him, and he's like, "Get your ass up," basically. And Balto's like, "Okay, I'll prevail." Do you remember that scene?
Yeah,
I remember that scene.
I do.
Yeah. So you're
Clearly.
That wolf. I know.
I see.
Well,
That
okay.
white wolf made quite the impression on me as a child. I thought that was the most fucking majestic scene out of a movie. My 10-year-old self was like shook.
By that
So
scene.
that white wolf.
You were
Yeah,
woke.
I remember the music that was going along to it too. I watched it recently, like 2 years ago. I was like, yeah, this is just as good as I remember.
I wonder if that's why they call it the White Wolf system.
What?
That's I'm gonna go ask that tomorrow.
Oh, they'll cross a little drop in. That's what we do there. Oh.
Oh, I'm gonna go there tomorrow. I'm gonna ask him why White Wolf.
Hey,
Why?
Balto?
Why?
Was it because of Balto?
Balto?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Balto, bro?
I think you need Britt to take Britt for the pitch, though.
Oh yeah,
You
for
do.
sure.
You do.
Um,
You tell them about that.
I will.
oh,
Like,
holy
I
shit!
remember
Is
the song.
that so? If I see this right, randomly in the chat right now, hanging out, Devin Rue is in the chat right now.
It's your hi.
Oh, hey.
Oh man, yes. Hello,
Yeah.
welcome. Yeah. So, are
And your
you?
art is beautiful.
Yes,
Yeah, those
it's
maps. Those maps.
so good. Also, hi, Josh.
Oh, hi.
We got some people watching live off in the corner there, and there's somebody else who I can't even see.
It's James.
James, hi
James.
James.
Dagger.
Yes. Yeah, just his shoes. So anyway, we this is the craziness of a live show at GenCon. So anyway, you all have some new magic items. There was that other cloak that nobody took.
I think.
Did Van
So
in?
I took the dancing cape, and then the
There was
other
the dread
piece was
cloak.
The dread cloak.
Yeah.
And I have to be honest, I think Iggy can pull off a double cloak situation and pop both collars.
That's good.
Okay.
Just like have one draped off of each shoulder.
Well, the thing that I feel like I feel like I didn't do a good enough job explaining it is that it does that fear effect that makes people you choose run away. But if you go unconscious without it activated, it activates automatically.
Oh, okay.
So it'll make people run away.
So I'm going to say, just for the sake of this, because Iggy's a fashionable human being.
Let me explain to me how this looks.
So I think
We'll show up eventually,
I was about to
Celeste.
say, yeah, the dancing cape is going to be floor length because I mean it's a dancing cape, right?
Yeah.
The dread cape is more of one of those like head cloak type things. It's like shorter, so we get like double layer cloakage, double popped collar, right? Yeah, and then I guess her old black cloak with the hood it's out of fashion.
Ah, I see.
It's out of
I
fashion.
see.
She's going to donate it to charity.
Mm.
There's another rogue out there somewhere
Who wants that
who
cloak?
needs
a
cloak.
black cloak?
That's right, and that cloak has seen a lot, and yeah, I'm gonna let it go. We're gonna let it go.
Okay. All right. Wow.
Yeah. Sorry, Bannon. Iggy's taking both the cloaks.
Sorry, Davis. That's what you get for not being here, bud.
Come here, Davis. So they got this asshole to replace.
And you know what your armor does. Do you have? I don't have a monster manual here, but if in case you ever change into your wolf form, or your hybrid form, the only difference is your AC bumps up by 1 in hybrid form for natural armor, and you have claws and a bite attack. If you bite somebody, though, you can transmute lycanthropy to them.
Oh, can I bite them carefully? Like, probably not.
Nah, you can claw them.
That's why I said, Ted, you're like, ooh,
Oh, so
we're
it's
lion.
in
And
there.
I'm like, no, it makes sex stuff weird.
No, only in the form. It doesn't like if you.
Oh,
If
if
you're
you
ni-
bite them as a human, it doesn't count?
I'm gonna say it doesn't.
I think it still counts.
Well, you don't
that
have
a
access to
saliva
the
thing?
you don't have access to the bite ability in human form per the attack. You don't have the bite attack.
I see.
So, and then in your regular wolf form, it's just a bite. It's basically wolf stats But I think with your your physical stats, I don't know. Whatever. If you do it, we'll deal with it.
Yeah, I'll just.
I assume the wolf form will most likely be more for recon than anything else.
That's what I was thinking.
Because oh look, it's just a wolf. Meh.
Yeah.
Now it's a werewolf killing us with
it. Well, in wolf form, right? Just understand.
You not in wolf form and hybrid form. I'm not sure. I don't see why not.
I think it says speaks common.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, all right. We'll let it go. I don't care.
We're just letting everything go tonight.
I've had one beer and no food, so yeah.
On the break, I'll get you a second beer, and then things will get crazy.
That's right. All of the magic items coming out. So
Please,
Princess
no.
of the Turf.
No more attunement, please. Thanks, Dad.
yeah, no more
Magic
attunement.
items.
All of them are. Well, you're now in the unattunement show.
I know. Why are we the attunement show on other Mondays?
Because you guys were playing a module where they gave out magic items.
Fine.
Yeah, yeah, I guess
We are
that's
trying
true.
to avoid the.
I was about to say, because
Because
we're actually trying so hard
you get-
not to follow this.
Am I?
story.
Yeah. No, you're doing a
Okay.
really good job.
We're nailing it. We're
It says that
nailing
I'm still going.
Black Street.
Weird.
Okay.
It says that I'm still going. Oh, nope. Wait.
Nope.
Are we in and out?
I don't know. It looks like we're still going.
I'm gonna here. I'll pull it up too, just to be able to
It
see.
says we're at 60 frames per
You wanna pull
second.
up? Is this
We're
on?
looking.
Okay.
We're still on. I think it's just your phone moving.
Maybe your phone.
All right. Well, that's that.
Okay, cool. As long as we're on.
Sorry
Alright.
we're not typing back to you. It's just
Yeah,
'cause
there's
we
really not a
literally
way
can't.
to do
I'm
that.
all
Kurt.
run
But we
out of
love
data.
you.
So chat amongst yourselves.
Right. So, anyway, where we left off with you guys is you just dealt with all of Brittany's werewolf stuff. It's no longer an issue as long as she has the armor on.
Right.
She has control. And I worked that out with Katie, and she's like, nah, you should do it that way. So that way you still have that mechanic. If someone steals her armor, you have to worry about what time of the month it is. So
That's funny.
Well, okay. Thanks, Katie.
Don't all women have to worry about
You're
that.
great. Time of the month is always an issue.
I have an IUD. It goes away.
Mine doesn't. Sorry.
Oh,
too
sorry,
much
yeah.
This
for
is a
online.
weird
We
conversation.
can fix that up later.
Yeah.
how did we find a quiet room at GenCon? We met the right people on Wednesday. And I
We
asked.
forcefully kicked everyone out.
Yeah.
We
We
had a
didn't.
cocktail party on
We just
Wednesday.
got louder and louder in here till the other people left. People-
I was gonna say, that's my life story, Ted.
I am being so quiet.
no, we walked in and those people at that table were like, "Are we gonna be in your way?" I was like, "No, we'll be fine. We're just gonna stream." And I was like, "I know we're gonna get loud. They're just
Yeah.
gonna want to leave."
You're
They're
at the
like
table with me.
super quiet, but
What were they playing?
some other
Who cares?
RPG.
It's not D&D.
Some game at
What
Gen
kind
that
of
was
Con.
fucking
really
game
weird.
is that quiet? They didn't make it.
I think they were just quiet people.
Oh, that's.
I also
Not
think-
unlike us.
I also-
They came in and ruined their fucking day.
I also think they might have been like, they don't know, like, are we allowed to be here? Let's be quiet in case we're not allowed to be in this room.
Oh.
And like, I went
I was
downstairs.
gonna make a janky sign that
We
said
came in
private
through the fucking
event
door.
with pen on tape it to the door.
You could do that still if you
Wow.
want.
Yeah.
But right now, well, they were just. I went downstairs and they were like, if the room's open, it's yours. Just go for it.
Damn.
So
Well-
like across the hall, all those rooms across the hall are all open.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, so to get back on track,
So we
Oh, yeah.
danced.
So
we
you danced,
werewolfed,
you've
we
werewolfed,
caped.
caped,
Kill the dragon.
magical,
dragon.
magical girl.
I Palpatine.
We had
You
to-
Palpatine.
Yeah.
You got a brand new spell added
Did.
to your spell book.
Did.
A Big B, Steadfast B.
Can't.
I'm really sad you didn't name it
We-
Big B.
No, we stopped him.
Yeah, it's
We were
it's
like-
too much.
Yeah, we were
Too much.
we were dancing and ritualing and
Run
then
our
we
way.
and then we're
You were heading-
going to save those poor
Halfling-
those poor halflings
From the
had, like,
Fire Witch.
Yeah. Well.
the sandwich.
It's a fire witch.
Oh,
Guys!
The Bong Mi Witch.
We're
Um,
talking about Spicy Bertha.
right, that poor fire witch has been torturing those little halflings and burning their fields, and Igni's upset, and we had to come all the way out here to kill a dragon.
Yes. You didn't. The dragon wasn't going to be there originally.
Well,
Did we
I
kill
did
it?
stab it to
Oh
death.
yeah,
You
added
did.
A bunch of components.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Celeste. It was just supposed to be a.
It was just a wormling. God.
It was not a worm.
Magic.
No,
No,
it
it
was a
was
young
not.
dragon.
It was a young adult dragon.
It was a juvenile, which
It was
is
a
not,
juvenile black
which
dragon.
which isn't in the monster manual, but it's above a young dragon, but not an adult
I'm
dragon.
sorry.
Oh, wow.
When a dragon's attacking you, Igni, and
No. You need to kill
You
him
did
immediately.
you dick stab it to death.
You have
Immediately.
no. You haven't met
Anyway.
Leopold yet, but he would love you for saying that.
New dragon who gets dick stabbed.
Yeah.
So,
Bigger the dick, more stabbing.
so
He just
you guys
serious
we're gonna say you're gonna get to Westbridge. Westbridge is not a very big town.
Yeah.
There's not much of a town there at all. I think it's not even a Thorpe, which is a Forgotten Realms.
Thorpe?
Yeah.
A Thorpe is a Forgotten Realms.
Villain?
No, it's an official terminology for this. It's not a city or a village. It's a Thorpe. I'm not even. I'm not.
real.
Fucking look it up right now.
Here's the thing. Technically, Chelsea is from what might be known as a Thorpe.
You're from
an
a Thorpe?
IRL. You know, a middle of nowhere, podunk, single red light, like sneeze through it kind of town. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah.
Where are your hoverboard shoes? If you're from a Thorpe.
Look it up right now. You're not even here yet. I'll condone.
Okay, I'm not even here.
We're serious. We're playing D&D.
So anyway, so it's got like one tavern, and that's like the majority of the town is there. So
Been there.
you guys have made it there. We'll say you've rested. Your hero's feast that was gifted by the chat from before has now since expired.
Right.
So
That's right.
So the maximum hit points and the benefits of the hero's feast are now gone. So you guys know that the Nettleby Ranch is probably the Nettlebees. They're about a day's ride away from where you are currently, and let's just outside this Thorpe. Ever since I heard that, that's been my new favorite Forgotten
It's a
Realms
great
word.
word. I'm gonna have to use that word frequently.
Stupid.
Just great, but stupid.
So let
Hilarious.
me ask you guys again, and then we'll jump to where Leo fits into this whole scenario. What do you remember? Because I know it got extrapolated quite a bit to Sandwich and Hoagie, which is in an oven of hags and all of this stuff.
Sorry.
The oven of hags continues.
Oven of
Hags.
That's what three
a croissant witch?
That's what three sandwich witches
Fire
are.
witch. And I was like, God, it makes me think of a sandwich. Or I said something, and
No, you
then
said sandwich.
we started giggling our asses off. And who said the oven of witches?
That was me.
That was
was
so
so
good.
Because we started going.
So,
Holy
okay,
witch,
what I
hero
remember
witch.
is that
Homeboy
there
witch.
is one
Homeboy
in
witch.
the area. It's been burning the fields of the Nettleby Ranch,
Yes.
and these halflings, the Nettlebees, have basically,
And it is near an Uthgard burial mound.
Right. Okay. Yeah, it is near a burial ground.
Okay, yeah. So that's pretty much what you remember, what you got from Lady Stormbanner. Yeah, they have a little ranch. It's been assaulted by this fire witch, and they recently uncovered an Uthgard burial mound.
Right. Mount.
Yep.
Which, whether or not they're related, who knows? We'll find out.
So yes.
Maybe.
It's D&D.
So
Yeah.
Probably right. It's
So
important.
you guys have made it to Westbridge. You've rested. You're about a couple hours ride to get there, maybe half a day. Is there anything you want to do or have done in preparation for your trip? Oh, so Vannon falls asleep in the
and
inn.
we've tied him to a horse.
Yeah.
He's covering with-
So we don't have to deal with me not having his character sheet readily accessible. He will be there, but will not be a participant in anything. So he'll be there when we start up again, unless we're going to just leave him in the Westbridge
We'll be
Inn.
feeding
I was
maple
thinking
candies
we
and
could.
shit.
I would think that Vannon would be totally down to stay at the tavern to drink, dance, and I don't know, teach his critters.
Just
things.
sounds like
Yeah,
teacher's critters.
definitely.
Again.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
gonna teach his critters things. I'm
Okay,
sure.
then
Yeah.
he's there, and you're good. So you guys don't have any horses, if we recall. We have Gremlin,
Yeah,
Then-
gremlin.
Oh, that's right.
and you two can ride
Depending
Gremlin.
on how I arrive, oh country.
I know,
Oh.
I know, I know.
Mhm.
I would like to shape shift and just try that out while we're
Yeah,
walking. I'm
just
gonna be
like-
whoop, 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 whoop.
Yeah, so it technically only takes an action to go from any of those forms. So 6 seconds, you can.
I'm just doing it. I'm like,
He's like, would you
hybrid
stop
wolf
if it is
form.
creeping me out?
Yeah.
Just make a choice. You make me nervous. Don't make me turn this caravan round. Yeah.
So I go into wolf form.
Like Wolf?
Yeah, wolf. Yeah.
Now you're now.
I'm just gonna try it. I want to try it out.
So I guess it's not like it's a werewolf transformation, right? So it's like bones crunchy. It's not painful.
It's a little-
Yeah, like a transformer basically. Down into a wolf, and your armor and everything subsumes inside you. And so that like a druid transformation, because a
Right.
druid was the one who did it, not a cleric. That was the whole
right.
thing.
Oh, I see.
Right.
Okay.
Because normally when a cleric does it, you get full control. It's not tied to your armor. and it's a whole long process.
Yeah.
Roswin is a druid and only just found Selene like a month ago, so it's not as good, but it has altered benefits.
Okay.
So that's the
I
process
understand
behind that.
now.
That's why she underwent a transformation. There was that joint wolf howl moment,
Yeah.
the magical girl transformation, the whole thing. That song she had commissioned is hilarious.
It tickles. It tickles.
It'll come back
She
again.
was Igny's senses were just assaulted when
Yeah.
she appeared. She was like,
Yeah.
oh.
That was a lot.
If you don't play it during my game,
Oh, it
I will
will.
be upset. A lot.
There is a story thing where that will become a thing she has access to.
As a bard, can I please be the one playing the song?
Absolutely.
10 every single time.
Absolutely.
Anyway, but I'm not here.
So yeah, so you transform into your wolf form, and yeah, you lope. That's wolf slope, which actually does increase your movement speed to 40 feet from
Right.
30 while walking. So you're actually faster as a wolf than you are as an Azamar. So
Huh. I will take this opportunity to do some scouting.
That'd be cool. Yeah, scout ahead.
Yeah, and
That's not a
then-
bad idea.
Nobody's gonna like bat an eye at a fucking white wolf.
And all we hear is.
Yeah.
yeah, nobody here. Oh, Vannon could talk to you.
Yeah.
he's asleep.
Great.
I feel like Igny and Buggy.
I just wish he was here. Because could you imagine his like, whoa, Lilith, you're a wolf. Like
You're a
it's
wolf.
it just
One of
it's
these days we'll all be in the same.
Oh wait, I have a Geodude. I
You-
named him Geodude.
you do you.
You
Did-
have two.
You have two.
No, she got
Well,
the
Geonid and Geodude.
Geonid is his.
I got the Geodude, and I named him as I
Geonid.
do all animals.
Geodude.
Geodude.
I will get you the stats. I thought I did, but
That's
I
cool.
didn't.
I can always pull those up for me too.
Yeah, so as a wolf, yeah, you have 40 feet of movement speed. You have a 13 AC in wolf form. And you do have your keen senses and smells, but in wolf, you have pack tactics. So if anybody's next to you within 5 feet, you have advantage on all your attack rolls, and you have a trip attack based off of your bite. But you're a werewolf, so your bite also could infect people.
In my wolf form.
In your wolf form or your hybrid form.
Okay, cool.
Anything that gives you access to a bite attack.
Right, let's do it. So yeah, I gotta lope around and
Yeah.
then
She's wolf loping.
Second made up
wolf
word.
loping.
So can you imagine when you're in a convertible, you got your head out a window in a car,
Yeah.
and your hair's blown back, and it's that great feeling?
Yeah.
Imagine that, but over your entire body.
I cannot.
I know you can't.
Great.
It's
Sounds
but that's what it's like.
So I'm just like, Lilith. Yeah, I think you can see Lilith like one of her traits is that she's generally pretty stoic, and you guys like can totally tell she's happy. Now she can't hide it because her tail wags.
I love
Sorry.
That's great. No, that's phenomenal.
You
You know, like when a
"Is he
dog
just-"
like kind of wags, it's like a little bit, like
Yeah.
it's kind of interested in what
Yeah.
you're saying.
But I feel like as you start to, her tail starts.
Yeah.
Is it just me, or does she look excited? You're so happy.
He's very happy.
I'll ask you later.
Okay.
So
Cool.
I do have a
Yeah.
technical question
Sure.
about my Geodude. So Vannon's Geomid, he floats. He's like a levitating.
He floats like a Geodude from Pokemon. Yours has legs,
Oh, so Igny Igny.
but he's got like a 30-foot movement speed, so he can move.
Oh, he can move pretty. Okay.
But
Okay,
he's
cool.
not big enough to ride. I will throw that out there.
That's okay. Igny's more interested in like. We'll chat. It's okay. She's connected with her Geodude.
Okay, so they both have the ability to, if they don't move, look like a rock, undistinguishable from a rock. His, if we go with Pokemon, his has the sturdy ability. So when it goes down to 0 hit points, it goes to 1 instead.
Right.
Yours has the magnet pull ability, so it can pull coinage and metal things
Igny's
towards
more
it.
interested in things like, can I get him? Does he look like a pregnant belly? How can I use him to like trick people and like get close to them and steal their gold off of them? And like, she's in love. With
Okay,
this.
well, it's heavy, right? It's a rock. But, if you can hold it to your stomach and
It can hold itself to me, right? Like,
it can, yeah, I guess it could, you're right.
it like
It's true.
wraps itself around.
It's
me.
actually pretty,
It's still pretty heavy.
yeah,
And Igny's like waddling, like, look, I is pregnant. He's like waddling down the
Are you
road.
French now?
Oh,
yeah, totally.
yeah.
But either way, so it's an opportunity you could exploit
Okay,
if the
cool.
opportunity. It would require a deception check because, the
Well, I can't
waddling,
deceive my way out of
the
that.
waddling makes it almost more authentic. right? Because, I mean, with a Geodude belly, you're probably 8 months along at that point.
That's
So
right.
waddling is more,
Yeah.
is pretty accurate.
Okay, so how long do you take to scout, yo?
I just like kind of, I'm just like kind of ahead. You know, like have you ever walked with a dog off the leash? It
Oh,
kind of
yeah,
goes
just
up
kind of
and
runs
kind of
It
comes
waits for you to
back
come,
and,
yeah.
So I guess I'll do a perception check.
Sure. At advantage if you're using smell or hearing, which I'm assuming you probably are.
6. Second one was a 14, and with my perception is.
What do your dog
So
eyes
it's
see?
a 15.
Ooh.
Fun fact, wolves are proficient in perception, so you're actually going to add 3 to that.
Yeah,
Oh,
so what was that?
18.
That was a 14 plus 3?
17. Yeah. So you're scouting, we're assuming you left the Thorpe and are heading to the ranch, yeah?
Yeah, we're on the road.
Don't give me those eyes. I saw those Thorpe eyes.
That was for the live stream, not for you, Kim.
Well, that's fair.
She's killing store thing.
So you guys are heading up, and you scouted ahead a little bit, and you're still a little ways away from this ranch, but it's kind of hilly, right? So there's rolling hills all throughout this area. We're not in the Somber Hills. We're much further north of it. But right now, well, that's a natural 20, but I don't know what that means.
I'm just rolling dice.
I'm just rolling dice to feel good about it.
Something's gonna happen.
Yeah, let's see. We got a table up here, and then we'll have Leo show up.
Cool.
Natural 20, you get a beautiful man that rides across the hillside
That's the best random
He's
encounter.
pregnant with a Geodude.
on an incredible
becomes a beautiful
horse that is
section.
also just as beautiful.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a great random encounter. So Leo,
He's
you
the pregnant one who goes, no.
Oh!
Okay.
Okay! No, I love kids, just not.
do you want it to?
I think that would be hilarious.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So Leo, you have been reached out by your wonderful friend Ontharfroom, the head in the Council of Waterdeep, who's running the Order of the Gauntlet, and he also tells you that a local halfling group of farmers, the Nettlebees, have been apparently assaulted by a fire witch. Now he says that sounds stupid. Like, what's a fire witch?
She's hot.
And he jokes and he laughs. I'm not gonna do it because he also in that game he's Christopher Walken.
Don't fucking do that to me. Okay.
So he's Christopher Walken in that game.
Okay.
So there's another
So what we're
Walken.
hearing
There's
is
always gotta
Ted's
be one.
favorite.
Oh, absolutely my
Always
favorite.
one in
Every game.
Walken.
There's always one in every one of my games. Yes,
Who's the Christopher Walken in your game?
he's her boss.
This.
Oh,
Yeah.
great.
I wanted to make it somebody that they couldn't walk away from. Right, so it had to be somebody that
You can't walk in on walking. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
There's a joke
I
there
don't
somewhere.
know.
Yeah.
Somewhere. I didn't get it, but it's there somewhere.
Well, the thought process was like I could have made it. I was gonna make it the giant they interacted with in the castle at the end, but they could just kill him.
Yeah.
So I wanted it to be somebody that like a conversation has to be had.
Stay around forever, like a
Well, it's like a lich.
STD. I don't know. Oh,
I
a lich.
don't. So he basically tells you that they seem terrified by this thoughts of a fire witch. They're just
Okay.
halfling farmers, right? They need all the assistance they can get.
And since we're intermittent, Leo leaves immediately in full regalia and in the middle of the night, if so, and also is slightly concerned about Roswin, but now has project to not
Right,
have
and
to deal.
Odella just is like, "What's going on?" Everybody left.
He gives her kind of like a weird tag.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Before.
Yeah, so Roswin left in the middle of the night, told her, like, don't come help me, goodbye. You're like, I gotta go do a thing. And she's like, I guess I'm gonna do a shopping episode by myself.
I'll be back for you.
And
So,
you
don't worry about me.
take your horse, I assume, your war horse.
Harley.
Harley, right?
Harley the horse.
Harley.
That's adorable.
Did you want...
Harley Davidson. of course.
Yeah. Yeah. So you have a couple... We'll say you had a couple days because of just the way... The way Roswin's time frame worked out, you had a couple days in Waterdeep. Did you want to do anything or pick up anything while you were there? Because you could buy potions and stuff. That's without
I
question.
would pick up.
Those are things you do. Rolls are not required for that.
I think I played a couple shows waiting. Like, just, I'm casually putting my well, no, I'm not casually. I do nothing casually. Putting my face out there in Waterdeep, making it known that I'm playing shows and taverns, just in case a special someone.
Yeah, we'll make retroactive performance checks. Make me 2.
Are you like Dandelion?
An 18. That's the lowest I've ever rolled. 18 for the first one, and then a 26 for the second one.
So yeah, you actually will say you bust out this D30 here.
Dandelion? From The Witcher?
30. So we'll say you've actually gained 46 gold pieces just from people throwing gold coins in in your hat kind of a situation.
I will say I've probably spent all of that in that time.
That
you could go out and
basically, did you want to pick up any potions? Is what I'm asking you.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
So what kind of potions do you want to get?
Practical stuff.
Thank you. So it's 46 after living expenses.
Yeah, that's fine.
There we go.
Sure.
I'm a pretty good bard.
So what do you want to? How many potions do you want to get? And what kind?
What do they cost?
So 50 gold pieces for a 2d4 plus 2.
Well,
I think that's right.
That, so.
You can't?
You said 46 gold.
That's what you made on top. Oh, you have all the party funds, and don't you have money? Or no, do you not have money?
Leo really doesn't carry money with it. It
That's-
goes
If you're
very
anything like
quick.
a party, Igni controls the money.
God.
The minute he has
Have a
money,
discussion about that.
he spends it on he's that guy who he gets his paycheck and then immediately goes and buys rounds for the bar and everybody
Okay.
else and donates to charity and does everything.
So he's
and
okay.
has no money.
Yeah,
And then-
gotcha. Okay.
Let me check one thing here, because at the end of the last session, you got 750 gold pieces from the adventures you were on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, I've spent a lot of money.
Apparently. I'm telling you this, that when you hit Waterdeep, Odella split up the money you made from...
Oh, okay. Then I'd say I probably have around, 150 gold.
Left? Or...
Say I'm probably down to about 100 gold.
Okay, so...
Feels right.
So we'll say it's 50 gold for a regular, it's 2d4 plus 2. I think it's 250 for 44 plus 4.
Alright, then I will get 2 of the 2d4.
Okay, cool. So you have those. Just to...
So aggressive.
So...
Pencil. No, I've already slammed this pencil several times. I'm just breaking it.
So on your scouting, and as you guys are coming up over the hills, you hear with your wolfen ears the sound of hoofbeats, going not coming towards you, but sort of going in the same general direction. So like if you guys are going this way, the hoofbeats are kind of coming from they're going to converge in a point. So that's what you hear.
She only hears it.
Well, she had scouted ahead.
Yeah. So yes.
So you would come back and you would have known that was happening, but you're still a wolf.
Okay,
What is it, Lassie?
No.
Follow the well?
I don't want to go back to you guys. I'm going to continue forward. I'm actually going to kind of run up and go
And see what happens?
Yeah, I want to go towards the person. I want to investigate.
Okay. Are you going stealthily? Or not?
Do I get advantage since I'm a wolf?
You don't get advantage, but you don't get disadvantage because your armor's not a thing anymore. And wolves are proficient in stealth.
Ooh, yay.
Tight. There you go.
So 3 plus your dex plus whatever you roll.
Alright, let me get to my... Don't fear me now.
That's a big old fucking fail right there.
Plus 3.
Plus whatever your dex
So
is.
6 plus... What's this? A 7.
Right.
And
So,
white as fuck in it. We're in a fucking field.
as you're loping along, and you, as you're heading towards this ranch, you see very clearly with a passive perception much higher than 7, a white wolf approaching. You also see, why don't you describe for the people here who don't necessarily know, describe Leo, please.
So Leo, upon a very, very large Mustang of a steed, complete pitch black with like a white star upon his nose and a flowing, well-kempt mane behind him is the horse. Just one. This man is riding upon. And you see he's got this blue half-plate armor with black leather that covers his body. He's a larger fellow. He stands about 6'3", but he's more slightly built. So very more like a runner, swimmer.
Lithe.
Yeah, as
Yeah.
opposed to a strength man. With this giant glistening gold belt buckle that you can't quite read from your distance. And you see he's got a helmet on in the shape of a lion's face with a blue kind of tint to it.
Cool.
So it looks like the lion's jaw ends here and then it's his face here. And you see that there's this black wavy hair that trails out from behind him. He's got like Mediterranean features, so kind of very
Sounds super hot.
bronze
Sexy.
skin.
Yeah.
Probably the hottest man you've ever seen
He's
in your
sexy.
whole life.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, riding up, and you see he's got sword strapped across his back, and he's just got that the look of a man who
Knows how
loves what the fuck he's doing.
So he knows how to ride a horse.
Any moment.
Yeah.
And he's also got a lute strung across his back
Oh, cool.
as opposed to the sword.
So yeah, you have a sword at your hip,
I do.
a shield, a big ass black greatsword,
Mhm.
and then a lute. I think,
I'm carrying a lot of shit.
and a
Wow.
cloak, a long flowing black.
It's actually red.
Is it
if you
red?
wanna go.
Well, yeah, whatever you write it.
Mountebank.
Yeah,
So-
you tell me what it is. You design it for me.
All right, wonderful. Then it is.
You paid for it.
Is black
Sign it.
and flowing with a little bit of blue fur trim that's been dyed along the edges of it. That trails out behind it and seems to emit almost like a misty gray from it.
Yeah, sure,
as
why
it
not?
goes.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Cosmetics are fun.
Why not?
So this is what you see, Wolf Lilith, and
It's
you
beautiful. Also, if I didn't.
didn't illustrate
I
that.
missed that.
Lilith
And-
is more concerned about all the fanfare. She's like, what in the fuck is going? Because she sees like that you have a ton of weapons and stuff. And she's also
Oh,
like a blue fur lined cape. Because she's all practicality. So she's
Oh, yeah, not practical.
Oh, yeah.
There's clearly a lot of thought into this look.
She's still just like, what the fuck? Well, I have a golden fiddle, so I guess we can make some sweet music together. No, I'm just kidding.
She won it. She won it from a fiend, by the way. Did you know that?
No.
This golden
I
fiddle.
got a golden fiddle.
She beat out a fiend
Lil knows how
who.
to play. She had an expensive education.
Yeah,
You know how to play it. Didn't you?
yeah, because the devil.
The devil he went down to.
He
Pluck each other's
visitor.
strings and
he bet fiddle gold against her soul, and she won.
Fuck yeah, I did.
That was what the
That was
trinket
the
said.
whole
Holy shit! I must have missed that.
Tight.
Yeah, it was.
Lilith goes up and she is just gonna. She's like got all this like boisterous confidence with her wolf form, and so she's just gonna kind of like. You probably see her.
As a white wolf
Yeah, she's
coming
gonna,
up to me.
Yeah, she's gonna like pause momentarily at the top of the hill.
Okay. Once I see you, I will, or this man will draw the reins on the horse and kind of look.
Both of
Look
my
at
ears.
you.
You know when the dog like their
Yeah,
ears
yeah,
go,
yeah.
You're just looking.
Could I make a
Insight,
no,
animal
insight
handling, nature.
in nature? It clearly is not a normal wolf. It's like a white wolf standing there raising its paw in a
In the
weird
middle
way.
of the forest.
So I
So
would
you-
like to make some kind of, maybe an arcana or
You
like
know how
a.
dogs do that thing. Right?
So
Yeah,
you-
no, I know.
You,
Yeah.
tell me what you think. Is it arcana? Is it nature? Is it insight? What do you think?
I mean, looking at this, like
and describe to me why you think it would be that way.
a man who collects legends and tales and stories and noble heroes being approached by strange animals who might be gods or spirits or fae is not uncommon. So I would like to go.
Oh, I
and,
see. Okay.
Like,
Yeah, so make me a check.
This is-
History or whatever you think.
Yeah, this is not feeling like a normal. All right, let's go ahead and do maybe history to recall. So that'll put me at a 19.
Okay. And make me a perception check as the wind buffets over these hills and blows the fur epically of this.
That'll be a 21.
Mhm.
I've been rolling pretty sweet.
Yeah.
As the wind
Why do you think
blows-
God knows these dice?
As the wind blows epically through the fur of this majestic wolf on a hill, almost out of a scene out of all the legends of which you've heard, something looks slightly off about, like, you think, like, the fur shifts in the wind, and you're like, oh, something seems different. This is clearly not, as you assume, not an average wolf. Something's off. Something's different. Not necessarily bad, but unique.
Mhm.
Not just like a happenstance of a random animal. So you think.
And I will take the sword. I have my hand ready on the sword here, and I will call out to this creature. Hail, beautiful thing. Speak now if you be a friend or a foe, or I shall have to destroy thee.
This is hilarious because Lilith like clearly you think she's a wolf, so she's gonna. Well, yeah, she is, but so she is a wolf.
I am completely accurate in this.
Lilith is learning new things about her personality, and she's so excited. So she just sits down, like does the dog, sits and then like barks at you. Like not growl, like
a playful yip.
It's like
Bark.
Probably not a god is what it's Do you seek aid? Can you understand me?
It's probably pretty hot, so she's just like she's just like thinking like, oh man. She's trying to decide if she wants to like
You two can make me a perception.
So she's gonna get up and she's like, all right, this guy's like, no, not a.
Well,
I guess I should do an insight check. I'm gonna do an insight check. Nope. To see if I can tell if maybe this fella is a bad guy or just a passerby.
Yeah, make an insight check.
Much better. That is so going to be insight 15.
Okay. This clearly there's a degree of fanfare that follows this gentleman who you randomly see. At a distance, I mean, he's clearly well armed and armored, so not someone to be taken lightly in the least bit. The loot is a little weird, right? So like, not many. I would say in your travels as a paladin, there's not a ton of like evildoers that are like got a loot openly strapped to their back.
Sure.
Like, I'm gonna take over Waterdeep, but first like
So
actually make me a history check.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's nice. 15.
Oh, so yeah, actually you get snippets as you're calling back, thinking of, just what you've heard, people talking about what's going on in Summit Hall. And there is a person who matches this description you heard of was a gladiator of some fame in Neverwinter. A fighter, bard, oil wrestler, all that kind of stuff. Named Leo the Lion, and that echoes from the kind of lion-esque features. So, yeah, you see the wolf nod.
Fighting name was the Blue Lion.
The Blue Lion, right. You guys see from where your point, because as Lilith, you can see Lilith up on the hill as a white wolf stark against these grassy rolling hills, stop and kind of paw up, turn and look. So clearly looking at something. Probably
Igneous way too involved with Geodude right now. She's working up
plots.
She's moved him from the front for pregnant to like hunchback and then down to make a big hiney. Just like under her cloak. She doesn't even care.
I rolled a 5. Ozzy's
just
no idea.
Spectrum,
it's so
that's
crazy.
what Simon says right now.
Good thing they have you.
I'm gonna run back at this point when I determine that this is.
You watch as the wolf bolts back over the hill. Like it's on a hill, so down the hill.
Wait. So no, I'm following. I'm stirring my horse to action to
and
run.
You hear, and I'd say, what was your perception? You guys were real bad.
I rolled a nat 1.
Oh, 1 and a 5. Nice.
I would like to also add, as soon as I get back, I transform back into Lilith.
Okay, so you bolt at you were a distance away, so you make it back to your party before this figure arrives. Yeah. So you see Lilith run back, dog sprint, wolf sprint back to you, and assume Lilith form.
Yeah. Jesus, I told you it scares me. Just.
No, listen. I am so excited about this. Anyway, there's a dude coming. He's
What?
He's not bad.
Like a Geodude?
No. This dude. He's a bard fighter. I don't know. He's got a loot and some weapons, heavily armed.
Oh.
He's got blue fur-lined shit all over him.
Well, doesn't he seem special?
Yeah, he's real special. Yeah, special. I know. I saw like a poster.
Spatial.
About it.
Special or spatial?
Listen,
Spatial? No, it's actually hard. I
Listen,
didn't.
guys, I saw a poster. He's like a fighter. He used to roll in oil and shit.
Is he attacking us, or
No.
should I be worried?
I know he saw me, and I was kind of trying to figure out. So he's
Slowest horse of all time.
No, at this point
on
you will
his
have
way.
you will have easily arrived to where Lilith was on the top of the hill, and you see in a mirror image of what you saw Lilith as majestic on the top of the hill. We'll say the horse hits to the top of this hill, ramparts back, and you guys
The
see
sun in my hair.
with the sun and the flowing cloak, and you see, and then the horse touches down because it's the top of a hill and it's got to stop to go down. So you see this momentary epic scene of this man on a war horse as he slowly begins to. Now that you see these three
Yeah,
people,
You're riding the gypsy banner.
Yeah. Igni looks at you and goes,
You're
is
right,
it
I
just
guess.
me or did it get hot in here? I mean, out
I
here.
have a picture of Riley. I found the horse.
so you see from your point, about 100 feet away from you is three people.
All right, I call out, travelers, did you see a white wolf pass this way? I believe it was perhaps leading me to you or away from
Igni smacks the geodude so it drops the pumpkin out of her. Get out of there.
you. I
Ground.
raise my eyebrow. It's very similar to that, except all black, just with the white.
Ozzy just looks at Lilith like,
You know, white
No,
wolf.
there's
you,
probably wolves all over the
That's,
place.
yes.
I know,
No,
it led me here specifically, leading me off the path. One cannot ignore
Do you
such
speak with animals?
prominent signs. I do not speak with animals.
So
dear
how do you
lady,
know
but
it led you?
I know when fate calls me upon a new quest.
She's gonna look at you guys and she's
And
gonna be like,
he wants to do the, he like pulls the reins and his horse begins to like prance.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
God.
Very nice.
So he's like kind of bouncing a little bit.
Yeah.
And heads towards you.
I eyeball Ozzy like, oh, go for him. Do you usually prance into people's personal space without telling them your name?
Ah, no, I apologize. I am Leopold Godfrey, sent here to on a quest to alleviate some people from their current condition. I was passing through and this wolf attracted my attention.
Oh.
I was not expecting to stumble upon three, he gives you once over, adventurers such as yourself.
I am a knight of Samular, Order of the Crown, and we are on our way on a mission to alleviate our charges from the grips of a fire witch.
He wants to get down from the horse. Apologize, dear comrade. I did not expect to find
you to
you.
apologize.
No.
Like,
He said,
Apologize.
no.
Swear me.
Okay, sorry.
No. He
So
gets
you murdered
down.
me.
No, he said, absolute apologies. I did not mean to offend, dear lady. Your
Oh, no.
order is one of nobility and strength. I respect you deeply. Any others?
She, having go through this all the time, she mechanically takes your hand.
No, he is a very formal.
Yeah, no,
Extremely
Igni is
formal
behind
etiquette.
you, mocking you with Ozzy.
she. You guys have seen Lilith go into formal mode.
I know. It pisses Igni off every time. She's like,
Hey, listen, this is it. Anyway, she like responds appropriately, and she's like, "Oh no offense taken. I just we were in formal business, and apparently you are also." So just,
Indeed, you know the way, perhaps, these halflings, the Nettlebees, do you know the way to their ranch? They have sent out a call for aid.
then
yes.
we're allies in this.
We're heading there right now.
it saved the halflings. They
No.
killed the witch.
That is
Terribly convenient.
I know.
Yeah.
Quiet
We'll
you.
need some aid. Tags are horrible.
Oh.
Hags,
Yes.
you
Yes.
said.
That's
Yep.
Oh, I
Yeah.
heard something of a
Fire.
fire sorceress of some kind.
You're
saying it's a hag?
She is not that special. Yes, true.
That's just a hag.
Just a regular.
A regular.
Just a regular.
Leo's face curves into a smile that he like suppresses underneath formality. A regular old hag, he said.
Fire
With
hag.
who
Fire hag.
shoots fire? Yeah, well.
Most of
Probably,
us.
yeah.
It does. So, you travel from.
Oh,
Where
I am
to?
here from Waterdeep.
Oh.
Oh.
Igni makes that scared look on her face, like.
Oh, you know I'm from Waterdeep.
No, she is not. She's not.
Oh,
This is.
I am not from Waterdeep, but I am helping the council there. There's a
Oh.
dire dragon problem. But
Oh, we killed dragon.
Yes, we just sold them.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. I hope you weren't trying to check them.
Ripped it from nape to chop.
Did any of you, just as a point of fact, did any of you? I know you harvested some things from it. Vannon helped with that. Did anybody do anything adornment-wise with that, just to throw it
I
out
think
there?
Vannon was the only one that
Wanted to, but he's
I
asleep.
took one scale.
Okay, so you have that.
Put on the next.
So okay, I was just curious because it's it's a black dragon with the pretty sweet horns and stuff. So I was just curious. So yeah, then you don't see it because it's all wrapped up in a sleepy Vannon's sack back in Westbridge.
Oh, that's stinky. That's what he's doing. He's skinning it.
Nah, that's right.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
processing. That's
It's gonna
fine.
take a while.
Yeah, it'll take however long this adventure takes.
Hey, convenient.
Then you are noble adventurers indeed. And you say you were also on the quest to...
To help
halflings?
halflings, yes. It's not fair burning of fields.
I
and
would like to
such.
make an insight check. Just
I also hate
Yeah, of
it.
course.
I actually too want to make an
I could
insight
be
because
terrible.
I think Igni thinks that she is from the Thieves
A
Guild
5.
of Water.
There we
Okay,
go.
Igni rolled a
I want
insight.
Insight check as to why you guys are telling me to not be from Waterdeep. Lilith's
I
like
didn't say
everybody
anything.
knows I'm from Waterdeep.
19 for the insight.
You
She's
already
afraid
said
they're
you're-
with the Thieves Guild
Oh,
that
you're-
they're running from.
You already said you were
Oh.
from Waterdeep.
Well, Lilith is gonna be like, well, she's gonna say it anyway,
That's
so
fine.
she's not thinking about
Yeah,
that.
Igni is. She's like, I know nothing of this place.
I got a 5, so I'm
So
sure
you can't.
everything's-
Everything seems great. You get the feeling with your 19.
19.
Yeah, I mean the armor alone on this one
Okay.
does not
Scream.
scream stealth in any capacity.
Okay.
Oh, and I clearly, obviously, don't know what you're talking about.
That's-
When you mentioned that, I was like,
Yeah.
maybe I'm a little bit
Like-
concerned.
I was like, Igni is really concerned.
Like the boisterous nature of just the attire
I
does
okay.
not
clearly
scream.
nothing to do with
Yeah,
it.
nothing to hide
I'm
either.
kind of
So
rogue,
Yeah.
and I don't hide, and I'm an open book. And
So, Leo, I may call you such.
You may.
You just ride from Waterdeep to aid of people regularly? That is what you do?
yes, I spent a great deal of time with the Order of the Gauntlet doing the same such, and now I've been called to a nobler purpose as of late. But yes,
Oh.
is
Do
there
I know
anything?
the Order of the Gauntlet?
yes, you would. They are a largely popular. There's several factions within the Forgotten Realms. One of which is the Order of the Gauntlet. They are typically comprised of paladins and clerics, but fighty types. They kind of protect the realms through force of arms. Are usually more in the physical mindset, whereas you've encountered. They're also quite good friends with the Knights of Samalar. They have a lot of similar. They have a lot of similar mindsets and things. There are other groups, like the Harpers are secretive, groups. The Zentarum are kind of assholes. You have Emerald Enclave is nature based and all about balance, and the Lord's Alliance is all about the balance between civilization and nature, but power through civility. So this is the power through force of arms, but protecting the weak and the innocent. So typically a wholly good group.
Okay. That is all more than Igni. Igni knows none of this.
That's fine. That was for Ozzy.
Oh, okay, Igni knows. So, okay. So you frequent the killing of things. So we are in good company.
Yeah.
The
killing of monsters.
Of
Evil
course.
things,
That is,
yes.
I like
Yeah,
it.
we
Just the monsters.
care of negativity.
Well, if you travel with the Knight of Samalar, clearly you must always also be strong constitutions and hearts. Leo, again, yes, you may call me that.
Yes, I am Igni. I am Igni.
An absolute pleasure
Oh.
to meet you.
Thank you. She smacks Geodude.
Ozzy.
Get out of here.
And yourself, I don't believe
Lilith. Yeah, we had a very formal introduction. Lilith.
I was a little starstruck.
Yeah, Lilith Helder of Lily and James.
Yep.
Helder.
Yes.
Pot. No, Helder. Sorry.
Helder.
Yeah.
A pleasure. I've
Yeah.
heard of the Helders, and noble family indeed.
Yeah, thank you. Yes.
Right.
The pleasure is
So
mine.
So, shall we
Murder
get
ahead.
moving?
it is all I live for. I mean, I live for other things, but
Oh, I could take one of you on my steed, but to move faster, do you have any means of He's looking at the camp like, do you...
We don't have a camp.
Oh, you're just sitting in
They're
the
just
woods?
walking.
No,
They're
we're
walking.
You're walking on a path.
Oh, one
No,
more.
walking.
you guys
Well,
had two paths that merged.
all right.
Yeah.
Well, I do could take
You also see,
you.
describe to Celeste / the chat Gremlin, because Gremlin is here,
That's
and they've been
true.
riding
Oh,
Gremlin.
Gremlin.
Ozzy is on
Oh,
Gremlin.
you've never watched My Little Pony. Well,
I saw the picture on your
Yeah.
okay.
So that's what. So there's this elk of green and
How does Harley feel about him?
Harley can make an insight check with
Sure.
Let me tell you what a horse's
Horse
statistics are.
insight checking.
Harley looks at him with his big old nose, like,
I think it's a -1 because
yeah,
it's a
that's
horse.
a 7.
It's actually a +1,
Oh,
so
is
an
it?
8.
Oh, okay.
A 9 then.
All right, so it's Harley is seems a little like it's weird because it's also doesn't give off the vibes of a regular elk, right? There's something otherworldly about this creature, but it seems to fit with Lilith. Like she has an aspect about her, and so does this elk. So you two can actually ride on the elk.
So cute.
Oh, right.
And you two can actually ride on Harley because Harley's pretty beefy.
Lola
So
wants to ride on Gremlin.
okay, so then they're gonna walk.
So, oh no.
Why can't they ride on
Igni.
Harley?
Igni
They could-
pushes
well-
to front to ride on the Harley with the man.
Okay, so you two can ride, and then I guess you two can ride if
Yeah.
you want. All right, that's fine. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
alright.
oh no, I'm riding my
A little
steed.
bit.
well, before we had them both riding on because you were in a
Oh,
wolf, so
right.
I wasn't
Oh, right,
sure.
right.
Okay,
Got it.
So, yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So we do like a quick
Leo
shuffle.
yeah.
Do you need help? I know he's a rather large horse.
Oh, you watch Igni get a running start, and she leaps and bounds right up to the back of him.
All right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exceptionally dexterous,
Oh,
this rogue.
Oh, where's
your
it? Yep.
athleticism is.
Are you wearing your?
Oh yeah, you know I'm wearing the mask.
Yeah, she's got this kind of gold mask that sort of drapes down and kind of obscures her face a little bit, alluring, but also seem also functional. But yeah,
Where? Well, I watch her vault upon my horse.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, basically,
successfully, and
yep.
he's like, all right. He climbs up and just.
Sorry, I learned a long time ago.
No.
No man needs to help Igni, for she is in fact helper of man.
Okay. No, absolutely. It's a. Can't believe you got up here. No, but you should hold on to me, probably pretty tightly because.
Okay. And she like
Uh,
slaps herself around
he's
you a
a-
little too tight.
A rather powerful steed.
Jesus.
He doesn't seem to.
Do you say the word steed? Something about you saying word steed.
If she's there, there's the numbers posted on the door.
Yeah, it'll be interesting though because she's not the one that she's not the one that we let
She's
in.
met her.
Oh, she's met in the scene. All right, so
Sarcastic and all
Oh yeah, we just got a moment. No big deal.
we really should have given her the key.
I didn't realize she was leaving. Actually,
Oh, PP time.
Of course, as we just get into the plot.
The plot. Yeah.
I'll be back in 2 minutes.
So you guys set off on your various steeds. Are you holding on to Leo?
Oh yes.
as
She
he's-
said many words that made Igni feel things. Steed, hop, ride.
Hello.
And Leo takes Leo has the reins in like one hand and it's like got one like over your hand to make sure you're.
And Iggy's playing the part because not that she needs.
Oh, also,
any,
you would have seen when Leo dismounted from his horse and had this conversation, his belt buckle.
Oh yes.
What does the belt buckle say?
It is a big bling. You see it and you see it. A big old gold belt buckle that has 4 letters. BAMF is on this belt
Oh,
buckle.
that's fucking funny.
Giant belt.
Bam.
And Iggy's,
Like a pro wrestler.
Like a pro wrestler. The
belt
story
buckle.
behind is this is actually a belt of hill giant strength. Gifted to Leo by his because from his gladiator days because they thought it was hilarious.
When
'cause
he left, they're like, "This
So
was his
good.
going away present."
yeah.
Iggy's trying to
So good.
sound it out because she doesn't read. Ozzy's trying to teach her. So she's like,
Well, it's like it's not a word.
Bum.
It's not a word.
It's not an actual word.
It's just what we call an acronym.
I don't.
Each
What
letter,
is this?
each letter stands for a different word.
Sir.
Well, I'll tell you later about it.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying. That is
Everybody wants to keep
it.
it.
Yeah.
Nobody wants
Bam,
to be
my dear
rude.
lady, badass motherfucker.
Oh, I see. Her hand kind of slides down and runs her fingers across the imprinting on the belt.
Yeah, you can feel
He can't feel it. It's real thick.
Yeah. No, you can't, but she can.
Igni can.
Got it.
You can't feel that? Oh, because they're for tiny little hands.
And it's
Well,
it's
if
like
there's
a,
a giant plate. If somebody's doing this on the outside of a giant plate, there's no way that's getting.
Fair enough.
So you guys will ride. Go.
We'll ride and
Me.
yeah.
Oh, go. Okay.
You go pee, and I'll paint the scene.
Well, I was about to say, well, as we're riding,
Yeah.
Igni would like to give eyes to
Yeah, that's fine.
the two of them to be like,
Insight, do you want us to see if we notice this? Or is
Igni's
it
like-
there?
I feel like that's pretty obvious.
on the back side of the horse.
Looks over.
You're like, hey, remember that time Igni had a tick? Oh wait, no.
It's just my allergies.
You look over and she's like,
Do the thing, Ozzy.
I point over, but why are you having a seizure on the back of that horse?
I have no seizure. I say into the ear of the man I am directly attached to.
I
It's
pointed
a
to you
missile
and
one,
did
right?
Yeah, it's in his
Oh,
ear.
I thought you said it out loud.
No,
You
I
pointed
pointed-
at-
Hey, you! What are you having a
Hey, what are you
seizure?
talking about? Oh, and in her brain, she says, "Is it just me, or is this very strange person?"
I can't hear right.
No, you can't. It's only between them
Ozzy
two.
can.
Yes, I would say so.
Is it just strange to me that he also is on route to kill Hag?
I do believe that is also very strange.
It's not ascending, so you're good.
Oh,
It's just
okay,
message.
okay. Oh, okay.
It's just I'm just gonna let you keep talking and just rapid fire message.
Okay, cool.
Okay. I mean, just yesterday we met a random druid and solved all of little problems.
No, Igni felt about that
Yeah.
and the butterflies and shit.
This is just a series of convenient events.
I do not trust a series of convenient events. Also, are we trying to keep secret she is in fact dog wolf a thing?
Yes, don't mention that. We don't
Oh,
know
is
how
that
he
secret?
will react.
Oh. Gay?
Cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria.
Not a good thing.
He's like, I just really need to kill something. That is all I live for.
We're going to see a spicy hag soon.
What to say to little halflings? They are so helpless.
So,
Over and out.
all right. So the Nettleby as you guys crest over the top of the hill, the Nettleby Ranch sprawls over a series of low rolling hills where the forest has been cleared away for crops of oats and barley. The Nettleby's prized livestock, sheep, ponies, and cattle, grazes in multitudes upon the hillside pastures. The ranch consists of a large 2-story house and several low stalls and granaries. In the distance, an unnatural mound of earth rises over the ranch, its balding crown sparsely stubbled with the charred remnants of trees.
Do we see them? The halflings.
You don't at first, so this is but this is what you do see.
So just charred trees are surrounding this place?
Yeah, well, again, you heard that there's a fire witch burning
Their fields.
their fields and things.
So does it only extend to this area, or does it look like a large geographical location, or within a certain range of the house itself?
It seems to be relatively localized, but it's hard to tell from where you are because you're like you can see it down there. So basically, from where you're at, you kind of have 3 sort of avenues. You have the pasture where the animals are. You have the ranch house itself, and then kind of the fields, and then maybe this barrow mound.
And
if
the
you choose to
fields
go
are
there.
barren as well.
Yes, that siren was for the fields burning outside.
It's singing on the back.
Yes.
It's actually Igni making noises as we ride into. Woo!
Wait, cast dancing lights.
Yeah. Oh, I can do that!
Wow. Well, we should probably go talk to them to get as much information as possible.
Yeah.
I agree. We should knock on door.
Absolutely. I find that is the best way to.
Me too, Leo. I always like to knock, and nobody ever says, "Go ahead, Igni, knock on door." It's always like, "No, don't let them know we're coming. Don't knock on the
I think
door."
that's
we
extremely
usually
polite.
just open the door. We don't knock.
So you guys are going to approach, is what I'm
We are
gathering.
going to approach.
Yeah.
So as you begin to approach,
That's what our
I will have you all make me perception checks, please.
Is it smell?
It's
or...
a sight, unfortunately.
Okay, so
You
that's,
can smell all of the animals, though.
that's
20,
12.
21.
20.
It's so small I cannot read it. I'm sorry, I'm a blind old person. That is only an 8.
Okay, so you two One can get a very quick count of the number of animals with your perception checks. 100 sheep, 12 cows, 12 ox, and 15 ponies.
Wow, so pretty well off.
Wow.
And you notice that about a quarter of them are branded with a symbol. You don't recognize the symbol. Ozzy, you recognize the symbol.
Oh shit. I know
This means literally nothing to me.
He never knows anything.
It is this
ever.
symbol.
They just
Oh,
damn it.
play in some livestock.
Oh, and which one was that one? I got it all written down.
I was about to say I didn't bring that notebook with me.
That one's fire.
Of course it is.
That makes sense.
Ozzy, you got that stinky, smelly look on your face. What is it?
All of these a bunch of these animals are branded with the symbol of the fire cult.
I thought we took care of fire cult.
I thought we did too.
I thought we were here to save halflings.
How
I
many
thought we were
animals are
too.
there?
100 sheep,
Wow.
12 cows,
Very wealthy.
12 ox, and 15 ponies.
This
And
fire cult of which you speak are these friends or foes?
Nope. Very much close.
They
They're
are
all dead.
Well,
They're terrible.
they are very.
They're all dead, but their sheep are here?
I don't know why they have that symbol on them.
Probably because they need them to help with their
But then
cult.
how?
You know what I mean? It's
I
a
wonder
resource.
if you know what. Are we there yet? Igni would like to knock on the door.
So you are walking through the fields, or riding through the fields, and you can see all this stuff as you're making your way there, or through the pasture, rather.
My lady, please, if you would allow me to escort you to the door, I would feel safer
Oh,
accompanying you.
sure.
Or if,
I
well,
like these.
rather, you to watch my back would make me feel significantly safer.
Oh, I can watch back. Please, saunter.
All right.
Oh,
And
So-
he does so.
And so you ride, you go through the pasture where the animals are. You actually would have gone through the fields first. So the fields, oats and barley, sprawl over the two fields in the countryside. And you can see there's a scarecrow, which is not out of the ordinary.
Nondescript
It's a scarecrow.
scarecrow.
I pay zero attention.
Yep, and then you go through the pasture, you see the animals, and you get towards the ranch.
Farms are so,
So
boring.
the ranch consists of a barn, granaries, and a half-story house that rambles up and down on the hill. They seem ordinary, nothing crazy, and the equipment you see around seems like generic farm equipment,
Okay.
things you would expect to see at a farm,
and nothing seems out of place other than the burning.
other than the burning and the fire.
Branding.
The
The branding on the-
yeah.
Of only a quarter of their animals, which is
Correct, a quarter. Yeah, so obviously it's kind of the quarter. It's not it's not like a quarter of only the sheep. It's spread out between all of them,
as if they acquired them from somewhere else.
or
Yeah,
were
they bought them
or something. Yeah.
They're giving these to the cult.
So you guys make your way up to the ranch house, and you decide that you're going to knock on the door,
Yep.
Leo. So you move up.
Well,
and
I'm gonna accompany
oh, Igni.
Yes,
the beautiful
yeah,
woman.
mhm, mhm.
Sure.
I make him go forward so I can watch his hiney.
It
Mm.
looks great, especially
It
if they
does.
have.
I don't know how I see it through your cloak, but I know.
No.
Igni knows.
Oh, he's sweet.
he like you swish it to the side for me.
Sweeps and
Yeah.
strikes.
It's like over your shoulder.
It's very good. I
So
think he's probably been on display many times.
so you guys move up, and you're gonna knock, or he's gonna knock.
Oh,
Who's knocking?
You're
We
knocking.
both
I'm
awkwardly
right
knock
behind.
at the same time.
I know. I'm right behind her guarding.
yeah, Igni. Yoo-hoo! We are here to kill your witch.
All right. So
Leo likes you.
Igni is not subtle. That is not her skill.
Neither is he. Oh.
Not subtle. Yoo-hoo!
Think some more.
Tiny halfling peoples.
so you knock, and a halfling answers the door. And he looks up at you and he says, "Oh, hello. You're here you said to take care of our witch. Did you say? Is that what I heard?"
Oh,
And he looks out and he's like, "There's a whole bunch of people here."
we do not need to startle you. We are simply here as you can call us the exterminators.
He says, "Well, it's wonderful to have you here." He says, "My name is Bertram Nettleby," and he will shake your hand.
Pleasure to meet you.
The-
I'm Leopold Godfrey.
And he says, "Come in," and he invites you in, and he kind of like waves to you two if you would like to come in as well.
Come on.
So, and
I
he,
scraped the mud off my shoes.
oh, how, wow.
so polite.
I am also very polite.
Good gee.
And when you come inside, you guys come inside as well?
Yeah.
You see there are a couple other halflings here as well. And he will go around and he will introduce you to the people. So he will introduce you to Jane, who is his wife.
Okay.
See?
His son.
Let's see. He's got where is she? His daughter Elisa. I'm not going to tell you the age because that doesn't make any sense. He'll also introduce you to Darrow, who is Bertram's son as well.
Mm-hmm.
And he will also introduce you to Ignatius, who is like a little boy. So he's like a cute little kid.
Mr. Ignatius.
And he seems like he's got bags under his eyes. Like this kid's been having trouble sleeping.
Do any of the others look that way?
No. Jane seems like a teenager. Like she's a halfling though, so it doesn't like she's got just kind of that like attitude like she doesn't care about anything.
Elisa?
Yeah.
Elisa, I'm sorry, Elisa.
If the wife was a teenager, we would have to have words.
Yes,
with this
sorry,
man.
my mistake.
New mission.
My mistake.
I would have words with this man.
And you also met Darrow, and he seems generally interested in all of you because you seem like adventuring types. And Jane seems like a no-nonsense kind of a woman. She's got a bunch of children to raise. She works on a farm. She's not taking anybody's shit.
I was going to say, well, Igni, Igni has a special place for children.
Mm-hmm.
And Ignatius, she immediately is like, has to go talk to the boy.
Right,
So,
of
she
course.
gets down on her knees. She says, I am Igni. Why do you look so tired?
And he's like, oh, well, I'm so scared. The fire witch is really scary.
Oh.
Keeps me up at night. I have nightmares.
Igni pulls her mask down because,
Yeah.
scary people wear masks.
Yeah.
And shows her face, and she says, oh, no worries. Do you know that I specialize in killing of witches?
You're like, oh, wow, that's so great.
I do. I kill those witches. So don't you worry. Tonight you shall sleep so sound. Instead of witches, fairies shall come.
And he's like, oh, wow. You're so nice.
No. Igni blushes. She can't handle it. It
Aw.
is so cute. And she says, she stands up and looks at, I'm guessing, the Jane and, what did you say? The Bertram. And she says, please, tell us everything. We would like to help you.
Okay, so make me a persuasion check. We'll see what you get from these people. You're pretty persuasive.
I am a super persuasive. Except for today. I've not rolled above a 7 on anything today.
Maybe use the giant dice.
I did. I rolled a 4 last time. 1, 4, 7. So a 14.
So Bertram is like, well, I'd love to stay and chat, but while I appreciate you being here, I really need to go check on my crops. So he like walks out past you to go check out on his crops. And you can also actually make me all perception checks.
Here?
Yeah.
No, I have a 15.
Natural 20.
Nice.
12.
12.
And you got a 15?
Mm-hmm.
You can hear creaking in another room upstairs, as if there's somebody else there moving about they have not introduced you to.
Interesting. And he leaves the house.
He walks out. Yeah.
Is it too much to ask if it's like, and you can tell like if it's like a heavy boot versus like creeping?
Not creeping. With your keen wolf ears, it just sounds like somebody's in an upstairs room.
Okay.
Like walking around, not like sneakily, not like creeping, just like they're about upstairs.
Yeah.
Well, dear man, lady.
I just note it.
And he's like, I gotta go get the crops. Goodbye. And he just like blusters past you.
Okay. Well, Jane, dear woman of the house, thank you so much for letting us into your home. We are here to help, and if there are any details you can give us or point us in the right direction to solve your problem, we would greatly appreciate it.
So go ahead and make me a persuasion and an insight.
Yeah, that'll be a 26 for persuasion.
And then an insight, please.
Nice. I'm just not good at reading people today. 11.
Okay. It's actually enough to see that, like, when you mention the witch, like, Ignatius is scared, but he's a kid, right? So kids have their,
Right.
like, you see that both Jane and Darrow and Elisa are, like, when you mention this again, kind of dealing with the witch, the terror, like, on their faces and about them is genuine. And it's enough, even with an 11 insight check, to see this. But your persuasion kind of gets to the point where they are more that, like, she's gotten past that, your calming voice and the way you've presented that you're going to handle this, both you to Ignatius and you to her, that they're willing to provide, like, she can break through that to provide you information.
Anything you can give is helpful. Just start.
So they are, there's Tara and Elisa, who's the teenager. She seems just angry about the whole thing, but she could just be a teenager, you don't really know.
We're all angry.
Right?
Or still are.
So she begs for you to investigate the Barrow Mound, the Uthgard barbarian thing, and she will provide to you with that roll. That 2 weeks ago, it randomly set ablaze.
Oh, okay.
Which you know that when you came in, you saw that mound was bald and burnt from trees.
Spontaneously combusting.
Okay, mound. Check.
She will tell you that a few weeks later, Watson, their other son, who you haven't seen, he noticed the brands on the cattle.
Oh, they didn't do that.
No, she says that's when he noticed it.
Appeared.
So they've taken turns guarding the livestock at night. But slowly but surely, the brands continue to appear.
Sure, it would be helpful if they had dogs to watch livestock at night.
That seems weird to you to say that.
No, it seems
No.
normal. Every farmer should have dogs to
You
watch livestock.
actually should consider purchasing a hound for your property. I mean, being so remote, it just doesn't make any sense not to have one.
No, that's in character. Not out of character.
Oh,
I
he pays no attention.
I threw a look at Iggy.
He hands you a cup of water. Really should get a dog.
She will tell you that
You're halfling. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to, but
And you mentioned other son,
Yeah.
Watson?
yes, she will tell you that Watson. Let's see. He's their oldest child. That he is really brave and forthright. And he's basically angry about the mistreatment of the cattle. So he plays the role of kind of the sentry. So like he's out right now.
Oh, in the field.
Like you didn't see him when you were coming in, but that's like what if he's out and about taking a look at it. He went to investigate the Barrow Mound, not recently, but he had and found that it was open.
Oh.
There was a massive field stone that once kind of blocked the archway, and it had been sundered.
That's terrible.
The halls, he said, were lined in flame, and he heard terrifying whispers from in the darkness. He didn't go inside. When he told his family what had happened, Jane will tell you that Wigan, who you have not seen, spoke of legends of fire witches that were once said to roam these hills, and they fear a fire witch has returned.
I see. And this Wigan?
She will say that it's her husband's, her father-in-law.
I see. And this your father, does he stay nearby or with you?
She's like, he's upstairs, but he says he has manners of trade to deal with, and he's locked himself away in his study. He's kind of a cantankerous old fool. I don't particularly like
Does
him.
this cantankerous fool like women?
She goes, I mean, maybe.
Well, let us find out. Do you mind if I go knock?
She goes, good luck.
Okay, Igni readjusts herself in all the right places and ways.
Uh-huh.
Throws her cloak back. You guys see she's pretty scantily clad. She hands the mask to Ozzy and she says, I shall.
I rolled a fall in love.
She goes, I shall.
I don't know.
I thought 8. I roll 8 to follow them.
She will also, as Igni begins to head up the stairs, she will convey to you that they feel powerless against this fire witch, and they're worried that soon it'll make its way to the ranch. Watson, who's out in the fields, and Jane are both terrified of that outcome. They want to try to fix it. Ignatius is a child. Elise is just angry at everything because she's a teenager.
They're a big old family.
Yeah.
And Darrow, Darrow,
Mm.
his just, he wants to be an adventurer and thinks that like adventurers are so cool, and he wants to like, yeah, we should deal with this, but like we should get adventurers to do it. And Watson's like, we're a farmer out in the middle of nowhere. We need to handle this ourselves. This is our business. This is our life. We need to do this.
Interesting. That's why he's not interested in us.
Right. Well, that's Watson. Watson's the kid that's
Watson
outside.
is not- right.
And
the
Wiggin
road
is
son.
he's the cantankerous grandfather who you're going to go deal with right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Leo wants to do everything he can to make these people feel assured, like we're gonna take care of things, and like
Yeah.
give the kid a dagger, the one who likes adventurers, and like, hang out,
Yeah. Or yeah.
sit down on their tiny chairs.
Isn't it does the burning that has happened to the farms and trees? Does it seem to have patterns? Is it expanding ever closer to you or outwards?
And she says it hasn't yet, but we're worried that, I mean, it all happened so fast, and the livestock are getting branded. We don't know what's going on. We're just terrified that it's going to make its way here, and we have no power against it. We're just farmers. We don't have strength. We don't have means above. We have pitchforks and axes and things for chopping wood, but we don't have these kind of skills. And Wiggin says it's a fire witch that they used to be here, and if that's the case, we have no means of dealing with magic. We're just thankful that our plea to the realms and people who care about these things have sent people such as yourselves to deal with this. This is far beyond we ever thought. We were figuring that we were too small to worry about us out in the middle of nowhere.
Igni says no
Right,
person.
they are.
I know. Igni says no person is too small or unimportant. And she eyeballs Ozzy about and says this symbol. We all know, yes.
Yes, we know what it is.
Any chance that we can? You have a large family, and things are a little crowded and stressful right now. But we're here to help. Is there a spare room or maybe a place in the barn that we can stay?
And she said, absolutely, you can stay in the barn. Yeah, we need. I said, of course, we'll do our best to make it accommodable for all of you, because anybody. We don't know how we have people on watch at night, and these brands still appear. We don't know what's going on.
Well, we're here to help, so we can, if it's with your permission, can we
Absolutely,
access?
without question, please.
Well,
And like Ignatius is like, oh wow, and Darrow's like, the adventurers are gonna stay with us. It's so great. And Elisa's like, whatever.
This is like, let me see if I can soon find
Mom.
okay. So again, yeah, Igni, is it a locked door upstairs or something?
You can hear like muttering, like an old man putzing around upstairs, like in his office. And you knock, and he's like, go away. He's like, I'm not to be disturbed.
Can I pick the? I mean, it is I, Igni. I have been called to entertain you.
And he's like, what? No.
All hard.
Who did this?
Oh, it is your daughter did it.
And he's like, my daughter, I only have a son.
I mean, your son. Of course, your son. He knows.
He's like, who are you?
I
This
am
doesn't.
Igni.
This is.
Entertainer.
I have many business matters to deal with.
What good thing I am businesswoman.
And he's like, you didn't even know I had a son.
I just spoke with your son. He is, in fact, one of these many people staying in this Bertram. It is, in fact, you guys feel like you guys heard the mom. There's like feeding. Yeah, and he's like, your son Bertram. He, in fact, called us to help with your problem, your business problem here in farm.
And he's like, my son Bertram wouldn't do that.
Well, maybe you don't know your son very well, do you?
And he's like, I have business to attend to.
Well, could you peek in
good day.
Just peek in door, or I may have to come in.
And he goes, this is a locked door. This is my premises. Who do you think you are?
Sir, I am trying to be, how one might say, polite.
And he says, the polite thing to do was when I said to please leave would be to please leave. I said please.
If it would make you feel better, we can communicate through door. I don't have to come in. I just have questions.
Ask your questions, but be quick. I have business matters to attend to.
I understand. These business matters. I am, how you might say, consultant. We are farm consultants. We are here to...
I thought you were an entertainer.
I entertain.
And you're also
through my consulting.
She has many businesses. She's
I am a
businesswoman.
businesswoman. What don't you understand? I am here to consult and entertain.
Very much fits in other people's business.
Right, it's true. It's true. I simply would like to know, have you in fact also taken watch with your family on field?
Because I'm too old, I can barely stay awake.
Oh, I see. So is this why you stay locked behind door?
Because no, I have business matters to attend
Well,
to.
would you like to enlighten me on these business matters?
He
Since
goes-
it is you do not run farm, which seems to be only business on premises.
I am dealing with matters of trade involving our various farm, oats and our barley and some of our livestock, if that the case may be. But again, I just met you. I do not feel comfortable consulting you on matters of trade through a door. Random
You
entertainment.
can open it!
He goes, no, I think I'm going to leave it locked. You're very insistent.
Iggy's gonna keep talking, trying to distract her, but she's just gonna start picking it.
Okay.
I mean, she's a thief. This is what she does. He is not being left alone now tonight.
Okay, good. I didn't roll a lockpicking check.
Do you want that as a dex?
That would be, it would be, you're proficient in lockpick, so it would be your dexterity. Are you expertise in lockpicking or no?
I'm a thief, so yes.
Well, yeah, so then it would be double your proficiency bonus plus your dexterity mod.
So, that would be a 21.
Yeah, the lock starts to be picked, and you open it up, and he's like in front of the door, and like as you start to open it, you see you get a glimpse into the room, and it is a study.
Okay.
And like you see a wooden cane push the door shut, and he says, "Excuse me, woman."
Puts her foot where the door, and so it won't close. And she
Make me a strength check versus this old man's strength check.
Oh God, I'm so bad at strength. A 16. There's no way.
No, actually, yeah, he's like, and like you put your foot in there, and he's like, ah, and you hear him, and he's knocking at the door.
Jesus.
God.
Iggy, both hands. She's like, and then when she gets the door open, she poses in the door.
You knock. He's old, and he had his cane against the door. You knock him over onto his back, and he's like, ah.
Okay, Iggy,
Ah!
Iggy
You hear this from
helps him up.
downstairs. He's like, my back.
Oh
Oh
God.
God, Leo wants to run up
And
there.
he's like, what have you?
Iggy
So
helps
what are
him
you
up.
doing?
Iggy helps
I
him
have
up.
matters of trade. And you come up and you see him
Yeah.
on the ground, and Igni helping
Oh
to.
my God!
And
No,
he's like, his cane is strewn to the
I'm so
side.
sorry. Are you all right? No, I
Pick him up.
just get him. Yeah.
Like, help him up.
Is
He's
everything
like,
all right here?
he goes, no, this businesswoman entertainer will not leave me alone. She picked the lock of my locked door and knocked me over.
Uh,
It's not true. I did no such thing. I simply opened the door.
I am so sorry, sir. We are here to solve your problem, and my companion is one of the most steadfast
And qualified
And-
business women.
very qualified,
Mhm.
though perhaps a little overzealous.
A little.
Yep. So we will leave you.
Thank you.
And no, we shall return to solve your problem. I am taking
I
you
want
by
to
your
stop.
tiny
No!
shoulders.
Please don't just no. We are here for a reason. Now you, sir.
Make me a strength check for a grapple. You can make me an acrobatics check to break it.
It's only an 11. I'm doing a ginger.
Wait, no, I'm sorry. It's athletics check.
Oh, there we go. A
So
17.
that mine's a 17.
So it's a tie. So you go to grab, and she's.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I come out and say, everybody needs
You're
to
a lot
calm down."
stronger than you look like little girl.
And well, I like slip out of her arms. I'm like, everybody just stop. Okay, there is lots of misunderstanding because I do not use words well. So we are going to pause, and Iggy is going to say some things. I am very sorry I knocked you over, but I am not sorry for your rudeness. We are here to help you, sir. And let me just say, there are weird things happening all over your farm. The symbol that is appearing on the asses of all of your cattle and things is an important symbol that we have seen across the land. It is, in fact, that of the fire cult. Do you understand the importance of this? So you and your business needs to go to side for a moment and answer our questions.
And he says, fire cult? That makes sense, because I said there was a fire witch. So you're going to deal with it, and I'm going to deal with my matters of trade, like I had said.
It is these matters of trade in which I would like to know more about. So enlighten me. Who is it, in fact, that you trade with?
He says Red Larch and other nearby cities, Westbridge, places that need oat and barley, our whole business that keeps this family running and keeps us in money so we can afford to live.
Great. This is wonderful.
Yes,
thing
thank
to
you.
hear. This is
Great, I'm glad you enjoy it, yes.
But, in fact, are they taking and buying the cattle with the mark?
No, they're not. We don't really sell much in the way of cattle. We do a little bit, but mostly it's the whole fields that we grow. You know, it is.
And so how are trades now that they are burning?
He goes, well, the crops haven't burnt. It's just that hill over there in the trees.
Okay.
Did you not see it on your way in?
I did, but I guess we were told your fields were burning. That was what we were. That is what
you
my
actually
note said.
did
say
Saying
that,
our
yeah.
fields are burning. So I just wanted to make sure that there weren't unseen fields somewhere.
Yeah.
So, does he seem to be telling the truth? He's not hiding something. That's what Igni's most. She
You
wants to
can
make sure that he's not in on something that the family
You
doesn't
can
know
make
about.
me an insight check.
Thank you. That's all she wants to know.
Leo would like to give you advantage by playing good cop.
That's really good because I could super use it. Nope. I rolled a 6, a 5, and a 2.
Cool.
Throw the
So
dice away. Just
Yeah,
throw it
All
away.
every D20 I've rolled through is just like, fine again.
it's hard to read this halfling, but you feel like he seems to be telling the truth as far as you can tell, although he is, a little flustered.
Well, aren't we all, sir?
And the whole time he's been doing it, he's had one hand on his lower back and the other hand on his cane.
Oh, he's like,
Got shoved over. And this dude looks to be 200, 250.
Okay, so he's a much older.
Yeah, he's older.
No, I'm with you.
Okay.
with him?
So Igni comes over and because we have plenty of gold.
Zone of truth, so I'm just...
I see. So I pull some gold from my pocket and I say, put it in his little hand, and I say, this is for you. You need some medical attention, sir.
And he goes, yes, it's hard to get medical attention in the middle of nowhere.
Well, this is why I put gold coin in hand, so that you can go find some for you and your family.
He goes, well, thank you.
That's true.
He goes, but piece of advice,
Oh.
like, don't knock over the people you want to get into business
Well,
with.
piece of advice: when we show up to help you, open the damn door.
All right, I think we've done quite
Okay, here we
enough
go.
here.
Yeah.
So,
He
perhaps
goes,
we
thank
can
you,
move on.
you're very reasonable.
Igni is not.
And he will
reasonable.
shake your hand with a frail little handshake.
No, and he bows very
Like a
respectfully
baby
down
hand.
Yeah.
to his level. And
Yeah.
if this does turn into a serious medical issue, I do know a few people who could probably help you.
And he says, oh, that would be wonderful. We'll be in touch.
I pats him on the head.
Don't,
And he's-
he's a very old man.
Is this respect? I show him. Okay.
Oh boy. Let's go. I think we have some leads to follow up on.
Yep. Did they give us like instructions, like point? We saw.
Yeah,
now.
they saw and
Okay.
they'll kind of show it. They'll tell you kind of where it is.
I think without
Cool.
any further delay, we should
Yep, let's go.
And as you go, you hear as you guys go down the stairs.
It's so weird to me that he locks the door in his own house. Makes me nervous.
Weird old guy.
Ozzy's been downstairs drawing pictures of the kids and giving them to
Oh,
them.
cute.
I'm sipping coffee and like casually chatting with Jane.
I come down and I gotta tell you. So he is strange man. He keeps doors locked and he
Right out loud in front of
and her
everybody.
husband. It has no qualms. And she says, but he seems to be in the trade business for the family, which is fine. But I don't trust him.
Igni, do you need me to
Perhaps we could.
Igni, do you need me to ask him some questions? Do you need me to ask him some
I think we have done quite enough and should investigate this fire
I
mound
agree.
as quickly as
I
possible,
agree.
considering there is a true villain at work.
I agree. Hey, I am just saying. True villains come
You
in
have
all
said
shapes and
quite
sizes.
enough.
Come in all shapes and sizes. And
Indeed.
trust me, we cannot trust anyone anymore.
That is true. Yes, tiny old men.
Is it daylight out?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like 1 o'clock in the
Okay,
afternoon.
cool.
Well, let's go get
Yeah.
set up in the barn. How about that?
Thank you again.
Yes, thank you for your hospitality. And I look at the one for your hospitality.
And she says, oh, well, thank you. And we really we really appreciate what you're doing. We'd love, if you can handle this, we'd be forever grateful. Whatever we can do to pay you or help.
Oh, no pay.
no,
Do not
absolutely
pay.
not.
I said, yeah, we're on order.
We'll
Because
take
it's
care
not
of this
the-
for you. It's not a problem.
Yes, yes.
Thank you so
Will's
much.
trying to be like nice about it, but it definitely comes off and like I'm just doing this because I'm assigned to do it.
We don't have bigger
Payments unnecessary.
All right.
We're trying
Yeah.
very hard not to.
So we
come back to
probably
that.
put everything in the barn or wherever they're keeping us and head straight over to the mound.
Can we
Yeah.
get a barn loft, or like a hay loft?
Sure.
What a hay loft?
It's super cute.
Sure, why not?
Sexy.
Love
Yeah,
it.
take a roll in the loft.
This is how horror movies start. Not
No
sexy.
way. That's also how.
That's also how
So
sexy
confirmed.
movies
They
Absolutely.
start the same
With
something.
that warm.
Is it
glow.
raining outside? Can we be in the hayloft when it's raining
Have you ever
outside?
actually sat or slept
No, it's
on
horrible,
hay?
but it looks
It's
terribly
terrible.
romantic.
Not
No, you have to have thick ass blankets to interrupt
Behind
the
the
fucking
seam.
Poke
pokey
you in
shit.
the ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, constantly.
Anyway.
And the seam just, I think, logged in as well.
Oh,
Behind the scene,
behind the scene.
never have sex on a hayloft.
Yeah,
Jesus, that's
hayloft.
what
Is that what we're...
That's the
today's
lesson of the day.
Yeah.
And don't
Things
trust...
to remember.
And don't trust the old men
Don't trust
upstairs.
tiny old
No,
men
hay,
who live
spiders
upstairs.
and all sorts of
They're out to
fucking
kill you.
bugs. Like, no.
Yeah, no, hey.
So it
Although
is.
we're all
There is
very
a
experienced with this.
Oh yeah. I've sat on that shit. It's terrible.
I'm gonna leave that
yeah.
conversation there. It's overcast outside.
Okay.
Oh, it's gonna rain later.
It might rain later. Huh?
See, no, it
Maybe.
would be a sexy movie, but there is a like undead burial mound.
Yeah.
Not too
So
far
more
away.
horror movie.
More
Yeah.
horror, actually.
More
For
horror.
a moment of
Right,
like,
right.
nope, we're all dead.
Yeah.
So, what I would. How many feet are we away from the burial mound?
So we've left the
Yeah.
barn.
Correct.
Just want to make sure we're
tied
there.
all the horses
We-
up.
Okay.
Jazz.
So you are about. We'll say you're about 60 feet from the entrance. So you can see, and basically, so I'll give you this little box text here. The barrow mound caps a high hill overlooking the surrounding countryside. The area around the barrow is still and charred. Burned trees reach like dark finger bones from the bald earthen mound. It's noticeably chilly here.
Detect good and evil.
Okay, so this pings out, and this lasts for a minute, and that's elementals, fae, fiend, celestial, undead, aberrations. Nothing here at the moment. So nothing within 60 feet, but you're just you can just see like the mouth of the cave going in.
Magic sense.
Oh, I can do the thing. One.
I love that that's the.
Leo's like,
Hwam.
You don't see really anything different.
It's an innate-
Wong.
it's an
I know.
innate- yeah.
What?
So you don't sense anything
Okay.
here at this distance. However, now that you've done this in presence of Leo, you can see one, Leo is magic in that he has spellcasting.
Oh.
You can see that the cloak is magic.
Okay.
The sword at his hip is magic. The shield is magic. The greatsword is magic. The lute is magic.
Jesus.
The armor is magic.
Okay. So Amy's like,
Personality's
Amy,
magic.
Amy pans the mound
Place to
and then
park
lands
them.
on. Yeah, Amy pans the mound and lands on Leo and goes, "My goodness, you are shiny, so
I
shiny."
don't think I've gotten that one before, but
She goes back and says, "Well, I see nothing. At least from here. I shall keep the detect magic wong on for a while."
he is so confused.
Yeah. And she's very nice to her drow magic. And he said she said Wiggins Watson, whichever was the brave one. The cave was fire. Had
Yeah,
fire
yeah, and you-
breathing it?
it randomly set fire like 2 weeks ago, and you can see this is
okay.
the presence of said
And it
fire.
still seems charred. And,
Yeah.
okay.
So,
okay.
and again, this kind of fits the little bit of story you heard. There was rumors of a fire witch. The grandfather said there was a fire witch.
Okay.
They found this mound. It set aflame. So that's enough to terrify farm folk.
Yeah. Oh. For
Whether or not it was, it could have been a lightning strike,
Right.
right? For all you know, that caused the fire and it dissipated. But
Yeah.
this is what you see. You're 60 feet away. So
Okay. So I say we need to probably move with a little stealth. Would you like me to scout inside for traps and such?
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah, sure, if you're offering. Okay, so
Usually I just run at things.
let's say this. I'm going to use a new dice because, dear God, beautiful. Igni rolled a 27 for stealth to maybe the entrance.
I have a question.
yeah.
On my dust loot, can I use my protection from energy fire on other people or just myself?
Yes.
I believe that's
Let me just pull up real
It's
quick.
1 hour of concentration.
Okay, so one, that would be your concentration check. Or your concentration spell till you drop it, and I believe you can cast it. Let me just pull it up here. Protection from what is it? Energy.
Mm-hmm.
But
This
fire
is
on
it's touch. So yeah, you can choose a willing creature, and they have resistance to a damage of your choice. acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder.
I can only do fire with the dust loop.
Ah, so fire.
Which I figure is thematic. Wait, before you go,
Oh.
love to play you a song.
Oh. May I dance to your song?
Please do.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's get dual performance checks for this, please. I've been waiting for this moment.
I was about to say.
There we go.
Yeah. So is that,
Oh, baby, 27.
is that with advantage or just a roll?
It's just a roll.
Because of your cloak.
Well, then I'm going to use
Dancing?
No, the dancing cloak can separate and dance,
Okay,
and
dance.
it can hold weapons and things. It can be like a
So
prehensile.
23.
Yeah,
And
it's
27.
it's
oh,
a-
we're so good together.
you guys watch as she's like, I'm going to stealth up, and she's like, let me play your song, and then like you're going to deal with a fire witch, and then there's an epic song and dance routine before, and then you have to touch Igni to cast the spell.
All right, wonderful. So I think we're dancing.
We're like,
we're
I'm
doing
like dancing
the
around.
flirting thing,
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
the
yeah.
eyes, doing the eyes,
Yeah,
whatever, and playing the thing.
She takes the
And
mask
then
off, yes.
we get to like that tango moment where it's like da-da-da, and he's like just reaches out, and I think you drop.
Yeah.
And he's holding the lute.
Yeah, we like
He's like,
touch gingerly.
And you feel this magic
Ooh,
protect you,
goodness.
and you can see it that
Yeah,
there's
you
magic.
do.
There's
and-
magic.
Oh.
You can see it all over you. You're now shiny like he is shiny.
Okay, cool. So I shall be shiny. Oh, I am shiny. You are shiny. We shall be sneaky, even though I'm shiny.
Yes.
Other people
And
can't see it
I rolled
from
that pretty high.
Yes.
Um,
So you stealth up to the entrance.
yes.
So when you move to the entrance, tall monoliths line the earthen corridor, which you can see down. Actually, you have.
I take my mask off.
So you have pretty much the whole length of this thing. You can see this goes back. So monoliths line the corridor. It connects the entrance to a chamber far
Okay.
within. Motes of flame light the corridor kind of along the wall, and you can see that these are actually magic lights.
Oh, okay.
So they are not flames. They do flicker like flames, but they are made of magic, not
Okay.
of fire.
Okay.
And you don't feel heat coming from
It's
them.
more like a dancing light ball or
It's a
something.
continual
continual
flame.
flame.
Yep.
Okay.
And you can see 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Yeah, so basically you can just see that this corridor with these monoliths continues down, and then it opens into a larger room, and then that's the extent of your dark vision.
Okay. But no, I see no movement.
You see nothing
People.
in this hallway, which seems to, and it curves a little bit, but not enough that you lose the visual, so it
Okay,
just
cool.
shoots straight back. So yeah, it kind of goes, and there is these stone monoliths on both sides the whole way down.
I go, hey, Geo, dude. I call my little stone critter. Crunch, to myself. And she says, I want you to take your time and just walk down to spot at end. Just go. Go, Geo, dude, go. And I send him down the corridor.
Okay, he trundles
I
down
just
the
want to make sure he
corridor.
doesn't trip anything that nothing lights on fire. I'm throwing him.
How
to-
far do you want him to go?
I want him to go as far as he can into, I guess, the main room.
So he will walk down the main hallway, and you see him get to the edge of your dark vision.
Okay, yeah.
Do you want him to keep going?
Stop, Geo, dude.
And he stops. And he like rolls against the wall, and
Yeah.
he sucks his arms and his legs in. And he just looks like a
So
rock.
fucking cute. But he doesn't trip anything.
He did not trip anything on his way.
Okay, cool. And it doesn't seem like anybody's noticed him, or anything has noticed.
Doesn't seem
Doesn't
like it.
seem like it.
He's it's rocky, and he's kind of up against
There,
the wall.
he's just there. Yeah, so I kind of creep back to the group, and I saw there is corridor, pretty normal scary shit, some magical flames that don't seem to be going out. I sent in Geodude and he is now chilling.
well, I am happy to go first if you'll allow me.
By all means, there doesn't seem to be any traps. That is why I sent the dude in.
I see. Well, yeah, I will proceed. I will take out my sword and my shield and boldly stride.
Only go.
Okay.
I
What about the rest of you?
I'm in the back.
I was about to say,
It's kinda like-
yeah.
I want to go. I want to be positioned somewhere in the front.
So
Yeah, I would think
Leo's
so, yeah.
walking in first. You're gonna follow behind Leo, I assume, and then Igni and then Ozzy.
Yeah, that's fine. Igni's gonna probably hold to the shadows, but yeah, she'll stick with Ozzy for sure.
Oh shit! Thank you, crazy Iena, for the cheer. That's awesome.
Hey.
So you, Ozzy, can make me a history check.
Absolutely.
Oh my.
23.
Okay. The continual flame spells are weird, as Uthgard barbarians have a racial detest and hatred for all things magical. And there are continual flames on both sides the whole way down this hallway, and that seems the antithesis of anything Uthgard.
Does anybody know about Uthgard barbarians? Has anybody made a check about that yet?
No, I'd like to make a religion.
I was gonna say, I don't think I have any kind of insight on
I mean, I
that.
can always
Make a history?
Yeah, sure.
I think he's just not a smart person.
21. Nice.
18
15.
on a, on a 19 on a history.
I rolled an 11 on religion.
Okay, so Uthgards aren't particular. Actually, let me rephrase that. There are various. We'll just kind of we'll cover all of it, and I'll give you specifics, and you guys specifics. So Uthgard barbarians are your traditional tribal barbarians, typically of lands of the north, but we're north-ish, but usually further north. Over the course of Faerunian history, they had moved south to protect themselves from the cold, and they also aided in several wars. They aided the dwarves in a battle against the drow at one point, and they actually settled in the nearby village of Settlestone, and then they were doing trades, and that didn't go very well, so they ended up going back north. So there are various tribes, and they all seem to venerate different animals, elk, bear, and so on. Some of them have there are strange specifics. You guys had pretty high history checks, so there's some that worship dragons, some that worship a unicorn, some that worship a thing called the tree ghost, which is like a weird plant creature. You know that the tribe of the elk particularly are very heavy in worshiping Tempest, the god of fury and battle. They're huge fans of that. But not all of them believe in religion. Some of kind of venerate nature and things like that. But some are religious. And again, that burial mounds is not an uncommon thing for them. Why it's here? I mean, maybe they were here at one point, and this was more than likely this was here before the ranch was made.
Yeah.
Was there anything else you were trying to get from your checks, or just general knowledge?
General.
Wait, did we see an indicator that this is
We
Plant
know
of the
it's-
elk?
we knew it's
You didn't per se. I was just giving you that because Wolfgar. But
so we don't really know.
you don't know, and again, you haven't seen deeply into this
Okay.
yet. You're still.
Yeah.
You have entered in, and your dark vision was at the extent of the entrance.
Okay.
So you guys continue to walk in stealthily.
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
Is my detect good and evil still on?
Yeah, lasts for a minute. Your detect magic is up. So at this point, it goes about for 120 feet, and then it opens up. So at this point where you are, we'll say you guys are about 60 feet in.
Mm-hmm.
So another 60 feet, you're just at the edge of that. Your dark vision now continues to the length of the room.
Yeah.
So you can see. What can you see? Let's see. One, you can now make out vague details of a stone bier in the middle of the room.
Okay.
Bier as in the movable stone frame that a coffin sits upon.
Right.
And what seems to be some sort of elk altar of some kind at the head of the bier.
Okay.
As you move up, you're still outside of this. You can also see further a crude fieldstone arch forms the entrance to this chamber. And then you can kind of see straight ahead there's a bier in the middle of the room, and then beyond that is an altar.
Right, that's the elk altar.
Well, there's the bier in the middle, and you can see one beyond it. And the room kind of goes like this, right? So you got the corridor, and then it kind of goes like this, but you can't actually, you can only see this piece, but you can see it branches off. In the center is a stone bier upon which you can see rests a broken and blackened skeleton, its skull and limbs scattered about. And the air, I love sepulcher, such a great word. The air of the sepulcher is deathly cold and scented with ash. You can all
What's
smell
on
this.
it? And coffin?
There is a broken and blackened skeleton. You can smell that this, absolutely smells of ash and burnt things.
Somebody
Recently.
burns this.
So this was like recent.
Okay.
And it is exceptionally cold as you get in here. I'm going to need you all to make Constitution saving throws, please. Nobody's resistant to cold of any kind, right? Or any kind of cold.
19.
You're good.
19.
15, you're good, you're good.
15.
Okay, you guys are all good. You managed to stave off the cold, but extended periods of time in here, you may succumb to exhaustion from just the sheer
I was about
cold
to
in
say,
this
Igni
room.
goes, is it just me or is it kitty bit neatly?
Very cool.
That's pretty strange for a fire witch's den.
This is coming up as like a desecrated or consecrated space.
Let me see. It's weird. So it's like, it has mixed elements of both. Consecration and death. It is a burial mound, so consecration seems normal. But there's an odd aura that also feels like it kind of borders between both. So something's up.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. There's a lot of things.
Maybe.
Yeah, and there's a lot of contradictory things. Magic in a barbarian tribe. There's a blackened skeleton atop this thing.
Nothing else that I see magic.
Not.
Now that I've.
Your magic only goes 30 feet.
Oh,
Dark vision goes
Dark
120.
Have we entered the space?
I said you were 60 feet in, so you got another 60 feet to be at the entrance of the chamber.
I will walk in.
Mm-hmm.
I am not being quiet.
Nope, that's
I
fine.
also have goggles of night, so I have 60 feet.
Yes. So you guys move up into the burial room. Now you can see it's kind of have this. Imagine a 3-leaf clover.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Like that. So in the corner of each of the clover pieces is an altar. 3 scorched altars. The one to the left is a tiger. The one straight ahead is an elk, and the one to the right is a bear. And in the middle is this stone bier with this blackened skeleton upon it.
Okay.
So, as you guys enter the room, a couple things. Your detect good and evil pings twice. But I will read to you this text and then I'll explain. The temperature drops further, and with a crackling sound, frost coats the entire chamber. Flames on the walls and in the hall go out, and a point of blue light appears over the bier and expands into a faintly humanoid form. The bones in the tomb, as well as the antlers on the elk altar, stir and then fly together into the light. In a flash, a massively built but very pale human male stands before you, his face darkly bearded and his head crowned with antlers. His milky eyes burn with blue flame briefly as he casts his gaze upon you. His voice is deep and resonant and oddly accented, which I don't know how that's supposed to work out, but he says, I venture from I venture from a warrior's rest among the spirits to find my tomb burned and my bones desecrated. I know the desecrators are not among you, but who are you and why are you here? You can all make me religion checks.
I was about to say, Igni says nothing.
And he is undead.
He is undead.
14.
Okay, so religion, I made an 18.
21.
Ooh.
18.
Okay, so a couple things. One, a warrior's rest is a plane of existence. It is a plane of eternal battle. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's like Valhalla. So it's where warriors go, and that's a thing that you would also know that Uthgard, that's like their goal, is to get there. Is to go and sit at Tempest's table in Warriors Rest, which is also Tempest's primary. It's his plane, basically. When you die, if you lived a good life, that's where you go.
Okay.
So he says he's back from that. You would also know that, to his point, desecration of a tomb is an immensely terrible insult to Uthgard. So this is bad news, whoever did this. So he is undead. You know that. This figure before you is undead. And he doesn't seem threatening to you at the moment, but he does beseech who you are and why you are here. And he knows that you are not the ones who did the damage, but he is curious why you are here. So, and he just stands there and he looks about you with these milky, ethereal, blue, heavily muscled, corded man with elk antlers, and he just surveys you. He's kind of almost staring into your soul with these milky blue eyes.
Well, Lilith's gonna want to walk up and like do her paladinly bow and kind of explain that, like, we're here to investigate. There's been we've been told that there's a fire witch on the prowl, and we're trying to help the family that lives down the hill. And this is our first time seeing this. And I take desecrate.
Yes, dear.
Who desecrated this?
Dear warrior, we mean no offense by intruding upon your ground and do wish to seek
Why are you
the
looking at me?
person who, because Leo is stepping up and looking at you to support you.
Well, it's like,
Also, hi, Katie. Katie's in the chat now.
Hey, Katie.
No,
Thanks for my sweet armor.
Yeah, we mean no offense, and we would love to know who intruded upon this place. Perhaps they might be the criminal we are looking to apprehend as well.
And he listens to your words. And he says, in his booming voice, he says, "It is no witch who has desecrated this temple." He says, I do not know the name of these desecrators, but the powers that have brought me back to avenge my own desecration allow me to know that these desecrators are just outside the tomb as we speak. Back from whence you came.
Well, great warrior, seems we have to go take care of that. If you would mind letting us leave this place.
He says, of course.
We shall return once we are victorious.
So, as you guys are making your way back out, I assume you're leaving. He kind of nods and like gestures for you to leave. As you guys have been in here discussing, you guys get 60 feet towards the thing, and your detect good and evil pings again of an elemental.
Great.
And you see
Tell everybody.
the sunlight coming through the barrow's entry hall dims as if a shadow has been cast on the entrance. Right afterwards, a grinding of stone is followed by a cascade of dirt and stone in the hall as you watch an earth elemental collapse the entrance to which you came in.
Wait. Geodude was hanging out.
He was.
Can he stop it?
There's a lot here.
Oh.
He's collapsing the tunnel upon us.
Well, not upon you, but the front. You make it about halfway in. You watch this earth elemental just bring the tunnel down, trapping you.
So an earth
inside.
It saw us.
It didn't seem to care. It seemed to be focused on taking the tunnel down and collapsing it.
Okay, that's what I was trying to figure out. If it did it as a reaction to us approaching, or if it was already doing that and we just witnessed it.
So is there another exit? Did we see another exit?
No. So as this collapses, you see behind you, and you hear an exclamation of roaring and battle as the revenant behind you, this ghostly figure, runs, and he sees this collapsed tunnel, and he yells that that his quarry is escaping. And you watch as the elemental comes up out of the ground in front of you through the stone as easy as if it was air. And he runs, and you watch like he runs past the elemental, and he is still in ethereal form, but he is feverishly ripping the rocks away and like his muscles are just like expanding as he's just ripping these rocks away to get out. But I need you all to roll initiative as the earth elemental attacks.
Yes, earth elemental.
Mm-hmm.
7.
That's a 7.
16.
13.
He has a 13. Ozzy has 11. Leo had what?
16.
16. This guy, I need to pull up elemental stuff.
Can we stand 2 by 2, or is it 1 by 1?
It is 10 feet across, so you can do 2 by 2. Yeah.
So we can be in front.
Yes. We'll say that would have made sense.
Oh man. I need to be behind him. I figure out how to get behind him. I'll figure that out.
Okay. So.
We're gonna be like, and you're gonna be like, hi.
The elemental goes last. Well, not that you would need to know that, but Leo, you're up first.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Oh, man, Leo has something to fight. So he draws the orange glinting blade from his hip and bears his shield forward and rushes this thing immediately and is going to go in for a shitload of attacks. And as he does so, he begins to shout a rousing tale of lore of fighting in defense of an ancient warrior and taking the spirit with him aside in battle. Cool.
I saw that 19.
Nice. First attack will be a natural 1. No, I'm going to use luck point to reroll that because I want to look cool in front of my new friends.
That's fair.
Better. Okay. Alright, so with my sword, that's going to be a 24 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. Alright, so that's going to be 8 slashing, 5 force damage. We're going to do it again. Oh, and let's go ahead and use Papa Maneuver too. So I'm going to go ahead and make a menacing attack. So I'm going to need him to make a wisdom saving throw.
Against what?
16.
And is it fear?
Yes.
I'm not immune to frightened, which is weird. Yeah, so this thing, as weird as it is to see an earth elemental cower in fear before you, it does.
Wonderful. So I'm going to get advantage on this one.
And that was, what was the extra damage? I'm sorry.
The extra damage is 2.
2, got it.
Okay, so with advantage, that'll be a natural 20 on my second swing. Yay.
Go ahead and roll me your
And
damage.
then 7 plus 5 will be 12 plus 6 is 18 plus 5 plus 5, 10 force damage for my second.
28, that's alright. So it's 28 total, right?
28 total.
Cool.
Okay.
Wow.
And then I'm going to go ahead and pop my action surge and do it again. So that'll be a 28.
Yep,
Wow.
that hits.
So 9 slashing, 1 force damage, second swing will be a 19 to hit.
How much was the force in that first one?
10.
10. The force?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Because I double rolled.
Yeah. Alright, so... Shit, you guys.
Oh my god.
That hits.
There's a hero's cookie for the night.
No
You
Miss
must-
Boo service.
Beautiful
Oh,
humans.
Good
Oh, I love you.
Thank you, sir. You guys are the best.
I love the tray.
I know, right?
They let you have a tray?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we have.
Oh yeah.
You guys are the
I
best.
will not take no for an answer.
This is why live shows are great.
You
Yes.
guys
This
are
is
the
Long Island?
legends.
That's
Oh, yeah, that's the one.
I got to check.
Yeah, that's you.
Okay.
Alright.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Sorry, guys. I promise I'm almost done. And
Roll some more damage.
so that last one hits, so
Yes.
that'll be a 7 slashing and 2 more force. And I think...
That's your action and your action surge. Did you want to use a bonus action for anything?
Oh, yeah, and then I am going to throw a Bardic Inspiration to Lilith.
Oh.
What does that look like? I'm just out of
Alright,
curiosity.
so...
Oh my god, can we please do a sword high five or what's a super
Gingerly touch your swords.
Just touch the tips.
Just touch
what is a super broy fighter paladin thing to do?
a high five.
I don't think it...
Oh yeah,
The wrist blast.
but you put
Well-
a full body full frontal lunge into it.
Let's see it. Come on. We got people right next to each other for the first time ever. Let's see this nonsense.
Alright.
Yeah.
So Leo is just he's up there, he runs in, and he's got his sword, and he stabs literally 6 fucking times, and then I think at the end he flicks his blade down, and he's like, dabs.
How do you dab that?
Dab back!
Dab.
We do
I
this!
know what a
We
dab
form
is.
a line, and
I've
it's
never
we just
dabbed
dabs,
before.
and then we're ready.
Yeah, I'm not cool enough for dabbing.
Or
No,
we
I
can,
don't-
and then
No,
he'll,
no,
and
no.
then he'll tickle your wrist. 'cause
Ew,
he's
she's
funny.
and then she's gonna load up to swing.
No,
But then it's
while
Iggy's
he's
turn.
doing this, he's smiling like he loves this shit.
Yeah, well, she's excited too. She's in her element. And she's feeling palsy with you because we're about to.
Yes, that
shit.
was indeed the most awkward dab of all time.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm
I
so
don't know.
very white.
I wouldn't have even known what a dab was.
Guys, I don't know.
But it's your turn anyway.
Oh, is it? Okay. So they're clearly blocking my path. Is that what I'm hearing, in the space?
With weird, whatever that is.
Awkward.
Okay.
And you're an
Yeah.
expert of strange dances because you dance with Vannon often, and you've never seen whatever the fuck that was.
Iggy goes,
And I'm just yelling.
Yeah, it
really
goes-
loud.
I like these. I shall use it. And she too dabs.
Yay!
And takes the cloak underneath the bottom one, which is this new cloak that she got.
Okay.
this like deep red cloak, the dancing one, and she slings it into the air, and she says, "Go, blind him," and she wants the cape to wrap around his face, so he gets disadvantage on his.
Okay, it uses
That was graceful as book.
it uses your proficiency bonus and your charisma modifier for its. We'll call it a grapple. So
Okay, that is true, and the good news is charisma. I'm up on that. Okay, so proficiency and the charisma for the attack.
Correct.
Or to just wrap it. Okay.
Yeah, we'll call it basically like
So
an.
7 to the roll. Okay. It's 11.
You get to add an extra damage or to if somebody has
To get temporary HP.
and I've got a lot, so burn.
That is only a
Never
6.
hold on.
Oh, good. Okay.
So it around its weird elemental face, and it's around it.
Yeah, I wanted to like basically blind it so
Yeah,
it can't get a hit off or at least take disadvantage or something.
Sure. So you do that. That's a.
So that is it's completely free action. This says bonus action to direct the cape to act. So I've directed the cape with a solid dab.
We did
God,
not.
we're so cool in this
All right. So you still have your action.
So I still have my action. So is there a possibility that Igby could do that thing she does where she slides under people's legs to clear space? Or is it
She
not
could.
happen?
Normally yes, but it's so big, it's also filling up the space. So you would slide under their legs and then impact into this thing, and it wouldn't really, because they're blocking the hallway, and you're also the same size. If you were like a halfling or such a small
Right, I
size
could do
creature,
it. I'm just trying to decide. I just don't think that there's anything I can actually do on the turn if I can't attack
you
it.
could throw something at it. You could throw over them and hit it, no problem.
Do I still get sneak attack though?
Yeah, they're next to it. Yeah, anything
you
that's
could throw a dagger.
yeah, that would be sneak attack because you have allies right next to it.
Okay. Well then I guess I'll throw 2 daggers.
One dagger because you bonus action caped.
Oh, so I don't get both double attacks?
No, because it's when you make the attack action with a main hand, the
I
bonus
get the
action.
bonus action with the second. Oh, I got
Correct.
you. Okay, yeah. So I guess I'll make the first one. I'll do it with my silent dagger.
Okay.
Actually, no. She's gonna take out the fan. She's
Okay.
got somebody new to the group. She needs to impress, right?
Sure,
She's dabbed.
sure.
She's caked. And she
I'm already pretty impressed.
right. She breaks out. She's just like, just throw something. God.
I want to see. I want to see this.
She kind of like breaks out her dancing fan and the blades like shine in a little bit of light. And she frisbee style and is gonna try to, I don't know, ping it with.
Yeah,
this-
so go ahead and make me an attack roll.
Rolling to see if I'm in love again.
That is the second time I have rolled this dice, and it is nat one both times, Ted.
You have rolled like crap most of tonight,
I
though.
know.
The whole night. So I rolled a nat one. So that blade, or so it doesn't do
Next one's
anything.
going to you.
Bunk.
Yep.
Bunk, bunk, bunk.
Yep. Good thing I didn't throw my dagger.
Yeah.
So this one goes the way.
All right. So it bounces off of it, and you watch. Look real cool.
Yep. Just bounces off it.
Didn't do anything.
Leo's like, what?
And Ozzy, it is your turn.
Okay, hold on. All right. So, how does this thing look at this point?
The elemental?
Yeah.
I mean, it seems okay. I mean, it's a rock.
Okay.
It's hard.
I
It's hard.
stabbed it. So many
No, you
times.
slashed
It just
into
looks
it,
like a rock.
but it looks like a rock.
Some chips
Yeah.
on it.
There's some gashes into it and some broken
So
stone on the
doesn't
floor.
Like he's like falling to pieces.
No, he looks like
still
he's
pretty together.
he looks like he's okay.
Okay, cool. Ozzy's gonna summon his elemental spectrum.
You watch this.
And for the first time, the tattoo on his left hand is gonna start glowing, and the entire spectrum just turns essentially into like Kylo Ren's lightsaber, and it's like starts like phasing kind of.
Yeah, awesome.
Damn.
And then he dabs. And,
Oh no!
and then casts banishment.
Oh shit!
Oh shit!
All right, I gotta make a charisma saving throw.
And the
Alright,
DC
that's
now is
good.
upped by 2 because I used a level 3 spell slot to up the DC by 2.
Damn, dude. Okay, cool.
So the DC is now
18.
Shit.
And I'm going to use my staff and add another 2 to that, so now it's a 20. So I use 2
Good
of
luck,
my
Ted.
hit dice. That's a
he
20.
can't pass.
Would you
You can't
like to
pass.
roll with this
He's
die?
gone.
It doesn't matter. Even if
You rolled a natural 20.
even if I roll a natural 20 like I did, it doesn't matter because it's a 19. So he fails immediately. And you watch as gone, disappears. Your cape drops to the ground.
I'm like, where did it go?
Yeah, Igby.
Sorry, Lilith.
Lilith is just like so confused about the whole thing that.
And then you
just
turn around and
happened.
Ozzy's still
Yeah,
down.
what did you do?
Oh, he's
What
gone.
is dabbing? Can somebody explain this to me?
It is
It's something cool
cool.
people do.
Yeah.
It's a cool hip thing that cool people do when they do cool shit.
Yeah.
It's like it's like
It's like a celebration. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's like a celebration.
It's a
It's like-
millennial
Like,
thing.
yeah, it's a millennial thing. It's the
I
way.
don't think that's a millennial thing. We're millennials. I think it's
it's our-
the younger.
It
What?
started with
No,
millennials and
did
then
it?
now,
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Okay.
So,
Would anybody like to chime in on what your
Dabbing
thoughts
or
on
dabbing?
dabbing
what are
are?
your thoughts on dabbing?
Hold on.
Internet, you tell us.
Wikipedia.
Wiki says.
I need the Wikipedia.
Look, Wiki
I'm
says.
listening. I'm listening.
This is also fun.
Crew.
Yeah.
Wiki says dabbing or the dab is a simple dance move in which a
I did
person
the
drops
dab.
the head to a bit crook of the slanted arm, typically while
A
raising
what?
the opposite
A
arm
bit crook?
and a
Bent crook.
bent
Oh.
crook in a parallel
Here.
direction but out of
A
sight.
bit-
Both arms are pointed at the side in an upward angle. Since 2015, it has also been a gesture of triumph or playfulness among a youthful American dance fad and internet meme. The move looks similar to someone sneezing into the inside of their elbow.
I'm a bard. I know
this is
this
the
dance
dab.
move. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we did all of
That
that.
is not a millennial thing.
Urban
2000
Dictionary from Katie in the chat. Atlanta term used to describe
Yeah.
dance move, bowing head into elbow, which
Yes.
represents
Right.
confidence, accomplishment, and pride.
Yeah. It's like,
All right.
yo,
All of that was
should have known that being from Atlanta.
Yeah.
That's where the players
all
were.
of that is true.
That's
that's
true.
true. Except I have never dabbed until I sat at this table.
But more important question: since that fight lasted a total of 6 seconds, what is the undead guy doing?
Has he cleared the way?
Is he still digging?
Iggy
Yeah,
also
he's-
takes her cape off if it means anything.
You
It's
picked the
actually
cape.
Less than 6 seconds. That wasn't even.
That was like-
That was like 3 seconds.
That was
It was like
four-
slash slash slash,
yeah.
and now he's done.
Your cape actually can just float right back
Oh,
to you.
great. It comes back.
You watch
Really
as the cape
efficient.
picks itself up off the ground and like
Well, it
re-
happened within 4 seconds.
yeah.
so-
What I'm saying, like the cape picks itself up and reattaches itself to
Holy
her.
Shit! Who are you people?
I am Igni the Raki. This
Did
is-
you do that?
This is
Did-
Igni, this is Ozzy.
Okay, what? No time now, but well, wow. Friend, what are you-
What did you think, Ozzy?
Back to the Earth plane.
Back from whence he came.
This is great. Are we still trapped?
Yeah, he's like screaming and ripping these rocks away.
Can I help him?
Yeah, absolutely. You guys
Um,
can
Igni
help.
helps.
You guys can-
I would like to go ahead and pop a spell I've never used.
Okay.
I would like to use Earth Tremor to try and shake a bunch of shit loose.
Sure. Anybody else have any
I
thoughts?
say, deal, dude. Move, brethren. She points to the rocks.
Anything from Lilith?
Lilith is just like
Physically.
yeah.
Physically moving rocks?
Yeah.
Ozzy? Anything?
Oh, what is it that we love?
Dick stabbing?
Shovels and digging.
No,
You like dig stabbing.
she likes shovels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like. Remember, I dig that pit.
I also
really
think
needed
it's
to
pretty
dig that
funny
pit.
when you
So
stab a
I
foot
have
in
a
the
really
dick.
nice, like little, like those foldable camping shovels.
Yeah, sure.
I whip that shit out like for my
Nice.
golf. And I just start. I'm
Igni
having
goes,
the time
we're
of my
not digging a
fucking
hole,
life."
are we?
We are helping.
Yeah.
It
Come
is
full
the-
circle.
So normally it would take him 2 minutes to clear this by himself. It takes you guys together with combined like maybe 45 seconds.
Okay, cool.
You tremor the earth, which knocks some stuff loose. Lilith is a pit digging machine.
She's just
I-
loving it.
This is.
Are you asking her or asking me?
No, I'm not
Yeah.
actually. I'm just
Long story.
intellectually
I was about to say,
curious.
long
Yeah.
story.
That's fine.
Way
That's a
back
great
to like
answer.
episode 2.
Okay.
One. Almost,
I
yeah.
get kicked
Um,
in here.
And Igni does not dig. She sends Geodude to dig, and she dabs in background.
Geodude has already done more than he's done with Roswin. I spent a month hatching him and then kept him in my sweaty shell armor.
No, Katie, that's okay.
He's greedy.
Now he has purpose in life.
Yeah, you missed the whole pregnancy, fake
Yeah,
hunchback.
That is going to come in handy.
That's gonna
Don't
come
you
in
fret,
handy.
don't you
Pregnancy
fret.
scam classic.
Classic, where I put my Geodude.
So as you guys emerge from the barrow, a dozen barbarians surround this revenant, forming a semicircle in front of the barrow. 2 are mounted on horses. All but ignoring your arrival, they look on the returned chieftain with awe. One of the riders, her forehead marked with a tattoo of elk horn, dismounts. She says, "My daughter's vision was true. This one is the ancient. He's one of us." She kneels before him, and her fellows follow her lead. "We come to see you avenged, ancient one. And he nods with grim approval and says, "You're in time for blood. The desecrator dwells." That's a hard one to say. There, and he points at the Nettleby. He points at the Nettleby Ranch.
Oh.
I have always right. The feeling in
And then
the always
he begins to tear ass as they begin to ride after towards this ranch.
Oh, Igni starts running on foot as fast as she
This
can.
sucks.
I sprout my fucking wings and I fly.
You've seen this, but this looks.
I've seen an Asimar before do
But
this.
these wings, ethereal though they are, similar to Odella, are a spectrum of colors forming a rainbow.
Prismatic.
A prismatic set of wings, unlike what you saw with Odella.
Like actual light, like you know when there's an actual prism cast from a crystal, that's it.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
just like,
Mm.
so I take the fuck off and sprint, and I want to like fly over and land to like stop him, and I'm sure he's leading the whole tribe, right?
He is. And
So am I to understand, for Chelsea's Glory, they are running to go kill these poor halflings?
They're running there. He seems to have a preternatural knowledge of where the desecrators are, as though he was brought back from the dead with a purpose to destroy those who desecrated them.
Right.
You can make me a religion check. You've read everything in the world, so you can make me a religion check. And you
6.
are a bard, so make me a religion check.
Igni cares. Don't hurt the children!
I rolled a 6.
Okay.
17.
Well, I'm gonna try to stop and be like, no, there's
Yeah,
like
Igni's,
women and
like,
children. And,
shouting.
like, wait a second.
And
I got you. And then
All right.
I'm busy thinking.
So this sounds eerily similar to a revenant, a creature you know that is brought back to life with purpose for something.
Mhm.
And as such, one of the things they are granted as part of this resurrection is the ability to find and know at all times where the purpose of their quarry or whatever their thought process is.
Okay.
So he seems to be brought back to take care of who desecrated his, and he knows where they are and who they are, and he's running there now. And you're flying, but he is actually able to outpace you,
Oh wow.
even in flight, because he's a barbarian and he's got crazy movement speed. Yes,
I have a couple things now.
of course. Tell me.
My favorite cape.
Yes.
I want to strum out my lute and shove Ozzy and go and cast fly with one hand, and I'm like,
Whoa.
you, and
Okay.
then I'm gonna grab your hand
Oh.
and swirl my cloak and bamf 500 feet towards the ranch in front of this fucker with my cape with a mount of.
You're ahead because you got a jump start. You're ahead of the horses, but he's only 10 feet in front of you. You're able to keep pace with him, but he is booking it towards this house. And you can see that the woman is only two of them are on horseback. The other ones are running as well.
Nice.
And she is wearing a chain shirt. She has a big two-handed great sword. And then two of them are on horseback. And they all seem to have the adornment of the elk tribe, which matches his as well. So you bamf towards it. You can fly at a 60-foot movement speed.
Ozzy's so fucking happy right now.
I got you.
Igni doesn't know what's going on. She had a handsome man
So
grab her hand and fly away.
you weren't that far. You appear in front of the house.
Yes.
And you can see the thundering barbarians
Yes.
running towards you.
Oh yeah.
And he's kind of getting there, and you're there, and he's only 10 feet in front of you. You can yell to him.
Yeah, I do. I forget his name. What's his name?
You never asked.
We never asked.
Never asked.
Unfortunately.
I've had to
Assholes.
carefully avoid saying his name because you don't know what it is yet.
I almost asked, but then I had to kill
So
someone.
how many of them are there?
There are
12.
12.
12. Okay.
Plus him.
What's it?
Liz knows he's a revenant.
Mhm.
Like she can say revenant.
Yeah, well, you know he's undead.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, she'll also say revenant. Your quarry, you need. I don't know what. I'm stuck at like making speeches. She basically. No, no. Now you can't. What is she gonna say?
You
She's
make
like,
speeches all the time, as Arnado.
I know, I do. So can I like sprint a little bit harder and grab his like foot?
Can I
Yeah.
sprint?
I want to grab his
I
horn.
can
Tickle
try
his
and
feet,
stop him.
please.
I can try and make him stop.
Yeah, I'm literally. She's gonna like
Oh.
scream revenant and grab his horns.
Sure. For the
And then when I can get him to turn around, I'll have a speech ready.
I will let you make an athletics check, even though you shouldn't, because you're very driven for this. So let's go ahead and see.
Let me add
That's
my.
very good.
That is very good.
Because
That's going to
nothing but
be.
Well, we're now
athletics.
We're in front of the house, so
Damn,
we're
athletic as fuck.
and he's
Yes, you
I'm
are.
super athletic. What is? That's a 23.
Okay, and he.
I want to like leapfrog over those horns and
Yes.
land in front of him. That's what I'm gonna do with my wings like laid
I
out.
don't think there's anything more insulting than leapfrogging
No,
over
and then your foes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
We're chill.
It's all good.
What'd you say? 20.
23.
23.
Because I'm flying and I'm going to grab those horns and like hurtle over his head and then turn around to a bit of a pirouette and then tell him to stop.
So because he's the defender here, he ties you with a 23. And he, like, you grab him, and he, like, headbutts forward and pulls free, and you're, like, right there, and you have two other people in front that are, like, you have Igni, and then this new guy are in front, and you're, like, right there. So at this point, he runs up, and he stops. Like because you're in front of him and you just helped him, and so you're right behind him, Ozzy. I don't know where you are in all of this.
I guess I'm far away, I guess.
I mean, I'm assuming you're flying there as well.
So the point was to get him to stop.
So he stops because he's not going to hurt these people, and he said, and he looks to both of you and the barbarians as he stops and you stop, and you're.
Amy's got both blades out.
And the barbarians are thundering, running behind. The horses are galloping. The war horses up, and they all seem to venerate this guy, right?
Yeah.
He's an ancient chieftain returned.
Yeah, we want to respect him for sure. But also we don't want like the blood of innocence.
Right?
Like,
I mean, unless I'm spilling it.
then we just say fuck off to the fire witch and
He says, friends, move. My quarry is inside. It is only 2 of them, but I know where they are and they must be slain.
Okay, there are children.
He says, I do not know their names, but if I were to see them, I could identify them on sight easily.
dear children inside.
So, pause. Let us help you. Igni goes inside. Are their family still there?
Oh, Leo's gonna yell some shit.
What's Leo gonna yell?
He's gonna go and take his sword out, and he's like, there are children and women in this house, man, and you will not cross this line on those terms of which you seek. I understand vengeance is important, but here I stand if you intend to do this the hard way. And he draws a line in the dirt and points at
Ozzy
this
will
guy.
show up at this point, floating above the party, and he'll
Dramatic as
actually
fuck.
cast control flames on his hands, and his hands will be on fire, trying to be intimidating as he can.
I feel like you're
It's like-
flying kind of like having a hard time with it.
I've done this only once before.
Leo
Sort
is
of like-
clearly ready to fight 12 people.
I sort of see Ozzy as like an Iron Man 1 Iron Man
Yeah,
just
yeah.
after he's like.
Yeah, like a
Flying.
baby giraffe
Yeah.
trying to. Okay.
So at this point, the
Super
woman
respectful.
steps up to you, and she like, as you're saying this, like he's there and he's having this like asking why you're stopping him, and she walks up in front of you and looks you straight in the face. She's super hot.
Oh,
Damn.
Like Red Sonja, like she's gorgeous. And she stares you right in the face and she says, do you think that there's women inside there? Women can take care of themselves. They should be fine.
These are farmers and simple villagers. You do not have any right to storm into this home without direct answers. We will speak to these people. Will bring out these folks to address them, but you will not take these weapons and your rage into this building while I still breathe.
Igni's going to go in the house while this is all going on.
Yeah.
Are they inside the family?
They are inside.
Okay.
Lilith wants to appeal to the Revenant also and just make it clear, like, we respect that you are after this glory, and we will not stand in your way to an extent. We're just going to make sure that you're not going to traumatize, like...
I have a feeling there is
Maybe.
giant misunderstanding. Igni
Yeah.
pokes her head out of the house. I have a feeling there is giant misunderstanding. Giant. You get it. Okay. I will be. And she looks to the mother, I'm guessing, and all the kids are standing there.
Yeah, they're all like terrified because there's like shouting outside.
Right. Igni goes, Do you have back door?
And they're like,
I would like for you to take the children very quietly and go to barn. I will be with you momentarily. Yes?
they say,
Amy
yeah,
goes up the stairs. She ain't even picking a lock. She's gonna try to fuck her down.
make me a strength check.
Great! I don't think I can do it, but I'm gonna try really hard. Okay, I'm using
Here,
this
use
dice.
my moon dice. They've been rolling great tonight.
Has it? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Watch me roll like shit. Okay, that's only I think that's only a 13. Let me double check my strength because that's not really her thing. Yeah, no, that's a 12.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I was really hoping.
It's not really her thing.
Bam! And the door is solid.
Can I do it again?
Sure. So you do that while you're outside. You get the feeling.
5.
All right. Make me a persuasion check.
With pleasure.
Alright, it's 22.
You get the feeling that this chick, although she is gorgeous, seems to have a barbarian raider mindset of we'll kill everyone inside and loot this place.
Got that.
While you don't necessarily get that feeling from the chieftain, she seems to be like the kind of upstart, like that kind of rape and pillage kind of person.
Yeah.
And your words seem to resonate with the chieftain, and he kind of like pads the air to her, seemingly staying and you could see there's definitely an ire raised at all of these. These are berserkers, these are barbarian types. They want to, this is their jam, right?
Yeah.
And like probably wouldn't normally attack this town, but they done did some bad stuff to their chieftain. So he kind of stays her bloodlust momentarily. And he looks to you and he says, and he tells her to calm down basically, and he says, fine, they will not harm the innocents, they will not raise this farm, but the ones who have wronged me must be brought before to serve justice.
That seems fair enough.
I love justice. Love was like, yeah, duh. Like,
Leo
we're
also
here.
likes
Yeah, we're just like, yeah.
So I guess when Amy fails at trying to kick the door in twice, she'll pick the lock.
Okay, make me a lockpick check.
Okay, well that's a 27.
Yes.
Nice.
Guess I should just stick with the basics. 27.
Easily.
Is he in there?
He's in there.
Oh,
He's like, oh, it's
and
you
he's going
again.
to tackle him.
Make me an athletics check.
Yes.
Watch it not be him. Watch it be the fucking.
The
And
dead.
that's funny. I tackled the fuck out of that old man.
Natural 20. You picked that old man up and hit
I'm
half.
going to
Jesus.
just tackle him.
He says, ah!
I put my hands around his throat and I'm like, did you do it? You did it, didn't you, you crazy little shit.
I bet.
She's just like rabid.
There are two
It was either
people
the son
involved.
or
Yeah.
the dad.
And he's like,
I want you to drag his ass downstairs.
Alright, so you grapple this old man. And he's like resisting, clearly, your grapple. But he's not able to do so.
Frail baby. He's a frail house.
And you start dragging him down the stairs. And he says, let go of me, you crazy woman.
Okay, in moment, I will.
Oh.
Oh, no.
And he reaches out to you, he grabs you, and you are gonna...
No touchy, consent only, please.
You didn't give him an option.
Well, that's because he lies about things. Oh, no.
And you take 26 points of necrotic damage
Jesus.
as he saps the life out of you with his little old man.
Necrotic?
Yeah. Yes.
Is my
I told
detect
you.
good at evil pink? Oh, it's not on anymore.
I told you that
Not
little
anymore.
shit cannot be trusted.
Nasty
How much?
little
20
fucker.
what?
26 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, that's okay. Does this mean Igni can attack him back?
Of course you can.
Great.
Wait.
Right, give me two seconds. So she's going to, the first thing she's going to do is have the cloak bind him. If I gotta drag him out in a Santa sack, he's coming outside.
Okay. He's, make me a athletics. I'll try to dodge it.
And I
bet
do it
you're
off
real pissed
charisma,
off.
right?
Correct,
Oh my
yeah.
god, she's so pissed. So charisma plus proficiency, correct?
Correct.
Alright, so. Oh god, 14.
Fucking little old man sneaks out with a 15.
Oh.
Can I throw something at him? I mean, can I attack him? Like attack him?
Yeah, are you gonna kill him?
No. If I gotta
don't
maim
take it away
him,
from the Revenant. You'll get mad at
I was
you.
gonna say I maim him
Yeah, hit him with
only
the back of your.
Yeah, that's fine. So go ahead and make me an attack. He's
Okay.
prone because you knocked him
because I'm
prone.
knocked him prone.
So,
Yeah, so I guess I'll attack him.
with advantage. Yeah,
With
you. I mean,
advantage, yeah.
you can choose to do non-lethal damage
Oh,
with a
yeah,
melee
it'll be
attack.
non-lethal, but I am gonna attack him if that's what it means. So it's 17 plus.
Yeah, you hit.
Yeah, I hit him for sure. So I mean, I'll do some damage, but it's non-lethal. I basically just want to.
Well, let's see if it's enough to knock him out.
Okay.
He's like, seems pretty springy.
A little bit.
A little sprightly if he's doing 26
You're all like,
necrotic.
A little bit, like you
So
have a
it's
secret.
7 points
I'm not
of
okay with
damage, and she's gonna hit that soft spot in his back.
It's advantage, so it's sneak attack too.
Hmm.
That face.
Oh, boy.
Get that bone dice out.
Oh. Okay, so 8, 10. So total of 17 points of damage to his little soft spot in his back.
And he's
where
like,
he's holding it.
you crazy woman.
No, I'm gonna buy the hair. Does he have hair?
He's got like sides.
Does he
Like,
got a beard?
sure.
Beard. I'm gonna drag his ass outside. I'm gonna toss him in front of
I feel like
everybody.
while
Yeah,
all
what's
this
going
commotion-
on? There's like a.
There's all this commotion outside, and we're probably just
Behind
standing
us.
with our like hands on the pommels of our swords,
Yeah.
just like kind
Well,
of. Like,
I am hands up staring into the face of my future wife
So
right now, so.
That's true.
Busy.
Oh,
So
they's finally got a handle.
Yeah, so
on it.
Iggy-
He's like,
Iggy-
okay, I got this.
Revenant just,
Iggy
like,
drags
touches
him
her,
out.
right?
So you knock
the
him,
beard.
and he goes, and you start pulling him down the stairs.
no, I thought we was already down the stairs.
You're like, okay, fine. You're at the base of the stairs, and he's like, I said enough, woman. And he is going to. You watch as. This could be
I
fun.
will fight him to the fucking
Can I
death
see him?
if that is what it takes.
The Igni shut the. She specifically said she shut the door behind her.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, because you were like, I peek out of the door.
Oh no, I peeked out the window.
Oh, I thought you peeked out the
No, I
door.
peeked out the window. No, I think I said I kick the door in. I go in and tell the women and children to leave, and then I attempted to kick his door in, which I thought
You
that was-
watch as the entire base and the stairs where you are spikes erupt out of the floor. I need you
This
to.
looks like a wizard.
You
can I-
take.
What is that?
No, I do not.
He's
Is it a
the
deck
fire
save?
witch.
I have
No,
Can
it's
I
not.
see this?
You,
He is
it's
the fire witch.
no, because you're freaking Iron Man. You take 2d4 points of piercing damage
a. Okay.
just from standing on
Okay.
it. He does too though because he's laying on top of it, but
Right.
he's
Brittany, I wish we knew. What
I'm
was
about
going
to
on.
tiny dick stab this man.
so it's a total of
Get
5 points.
a better
Okay,
gun.
that's nothing. Igni laughs in his face.
Look at you.
And
A
he
letter
hits the
opener.
ground, and he also takes the damage. And now you're at the base of the stairs, and you can all see that this little man. You see, Igni is a little haggard, and the floors are covered in spikes. And the chieftain goes, "Him."
Yes, Igni. Once again, she throws the cape.
Can we just
at
like
him.
casually step aside, like?
I don't want the house to be destroyed, so I'm trying to get him outside. Igni throws the cape once more at him to try to. I need to bind him and get him out the door.
I can bind him right now.
Oh, can
I
you?
can just keep him in place. I can get him out the door, but I can bind him.
Go ahead and make your roll to try to do the thing.
To do the thing.
I just want to stand
7.
and be like, kind of
Mhm.
Oh, a 24.
to make this in the kitchen.
Great.
And it pulls him out.
Toss him outside.
And he hits the ground, and you see murderous intent in his eye for this grandfather.
Oh, good.
So
Yeah.
you guys
no,
cool with
Lilith
this
is
happening?
Like, fuck your ass.
I
mean,
pause.
I kind of want to know
What?
what he did or why he did it.
I was going to say, Igni comes out the door and I say, before we kill him, which you are going to be allowed to do, I would like to know, little man, and I do call you little, why? Why are you doing this? Why you desecrate these brave warriors? Because if you don't have reason, I just let them kill you.
I mean, he's still gonna die.
It's true, but
He'll say that real loud. Super. I mean, he's still gonna die.
Okay, hang on. Let me pull up another
Because
thing.
revenants will fuck your ass up if you get in their way, right?
yeah. No, I'm not gonna get in his way. I just want to know.
Oh yeah.
To make things easier, can I just cast Phantasmal Force and put him in a box?
I love that.
Maybe.
Cool.
He can still see here through the box, but he is in a glass cube.
Quite literally, I dig in a box.
A dick
Dick in a box. I'll make this guy a dick in a box.
Careful, I'm not to stab dicks.
I love these. I literally can't stop looking
I
at
was about to say, I
them.
had to go. I'm going
I
back to
know, I
my
literally
red
only
dice.
rolled my obsidian die all day. I love it.
No, thanks, Josh, for these. This is always so good.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
So, you guys want to know why? What was your? Sorry.
Oh, I want to put him in. I want to use Phantasmal Force
To
to
put
make him
the-
believe he's in a box, so he has to like stay there and answer their bullshit.
Okay, because he's ready to kill this guy right now.
Oh, but we want some answers.
The Revenant
Oh,
is
right.
ready to kill this guy.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean,
Well-
I'm cool with letting him do it.
Well, I mean, sorry, sir. You will have at it, but we just want to know why. Would you do this the honor of granting us the answers to these questions?
You see, it will help us make sure that he has not affected and desecrated other brave graves.
We're all like
Whoa.
nodding, like, yeah.
Yes, that is good reason.
Leo is like,
All right.
figure it out later.
Tell us something.
He's more of a
Someone bitch.
kill and then ask questions. Because it's
Just put a cherry in
the
here.
right thing to do to a zealous level.
Ooh, oh, it's frozen too.
Are we getting dinner after
I
this?
was about to say, you guys
Yeah.
seriously gone through this drink.
So you watch
Oh,
as
I will.
you guys are like, we want answers, and he just fucking punches this guy's skull and kills him. Does
Wow.
let's see, 10, 19, 29, Jesus, 36 points of damage as he just punches this. It's his entire hit points after what Igni did,
Looks like
and he
a
just
sledgehammer to a watermelon.
crushes this guy's head, and he seems to and he screams out in joy as this man is slain before him, and he says, "Where is the other?"
This is good question, and we shall help you. Point us in direction.
And
Like,
he
I'll
like,
just ride along at this point.
Yeah.
Like, shit.
and he focuses his mindset, and he points there, and he points to like the ground, and he like moves around. And there's a cellar door that you didn't see before,
Oh.
Well, let's go. Let's go with it.
and he just kicks in the door.
Lilith isn't. I'm gonna be honest. Lilith is kind of low key like fascinated by this whole process because she's
I
never.
don't want to destroy their little house.
Well, the cellar fine. We'll help him.
But that's
rebuild
the
it.
foundation of the whole. Please don't hurt their house, sir. We kill all
It's
the.
outside. It's not door. Like,
Oh, it's an outdoor.
It's a Bilko doors
Oh,
to the
okay,
basement.
okay,
Tornado
okay,
cellar.
okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
That makes me better. Just
no, they're not. No, they're not going in the house. Leo made that clear.
You drew a line in the sand.
He literally.
So you
Quite a-
hear
Oh,
like
man.
movement in the basement as he stalks down the stairs.
I'm running to make sure he's like not doing.
Can we just like poke our heads like over the door and just like making sure?
I'm in there.
And you watch as he enters as Bertram, who you saw before, who left to go
Oh.
deal. So both the grandfather is dead, and now he's approaching
Okay.
the husband,
All right.
the
Leo's
only
like,
other.
No. Stop. Stop.
And you
Before
watch
do
as like Bertram
I'm gonna
begins to
grapple
call
the Reaper.
forth magic.
Oh shoot.
What do you do?
Lilith is
Counterspell.
like,
Oh,
no,
God.
Lilith is
You
like,
see, you watch a spell that none of you have ever cast before, but you've seen this. Nope, you haven't, because no one has spiritual weapon in any of these parties.
Yep.
So, oh wait, have you ever cast spiritual weapon?
You.
I don't think you have it. I don't know. I'm making shit up. Whatever, it's fine. She starts to cast a spell, and you just counterspell it.
I mean, cast. Oh, you counterspell.
He counterspells the so that guy's like, what? And what do you do? Because this guy, he's fuming and he's breathing heavy, and you can see just like he's staring like daggers to
No,
this guy.
I'm gonna say to the chief, like, wait. This is the father of the family and these people. Something must be explained here. We need to know why this has occurred. Stop.
Make me a persuasion check.
Lilith's kind of like feeling it more for the Revenant. She's just like,
What ifs?
This
Yeah,
is too
I'm
far.
kinda-
I'm okay with killing the evil
I don't know.
grandfather.
This guy might
Um,
be evil too. I'm just gonna. He's
I know.
clearly incurious.
24.
That was pretty low on the first one, but he's got advantage because this is against his quarry. That is his whole reason for existing. What did you say? 24?
Yep.
All right. So he seemed so angry,
Yeah.
and he just wants to put his fist through this guy's brain too,
I get it.
and he can easily do that if
And
he
he's like, I
wanted
get
to.
it, man. I get it.
So, but like he's fumingly, and he just stops and he stares at you and he says, "Speak, but be quick."
Mhm.
And he watches his fists are just clenching and unclenching as he just wants to
Yeah. I'm like, hand up, Reaper, and I'm like, you, explain yourself right now, or you are about to die within seconds.
I mean, he's gonna.
Igni steps in and she says, "Do it for your family. Tell us why, if nothing else, for your children."
Because you're gonna die.
Regardless.
Well, it's like I'm trying to support the Revenant. It's like,
Yes,
she's kind of low key frightened of him, but also
yes,
respectful.
you are going to die.
Why
But
would
for
you
the
do this
sake
to
of
your own farm and people and family?
If it was a mistake, tell us. Ted, please.
If your dad made you do it, I understand. Dads are weird. That's a complicated
No,
relationship.
we all have I have daddy problems.
I have daddy problems.
We have daddy
We have
problems.
daddy problems.
And Ozzy's just like, I have a totally normal family.
Yeah, it's super fucking cool. He's a fucking awesome ass wizard.
I don't know who my dad
was
is.
cool, too.
My daddy was horrible, man.
No, I don't know.
Do you want your children turning out like me?
No. Or me? I mean, well, you probably do, but I don't know.
I feel like we're
We have opposite
digging this
problems.
hole.
We're just like, I don't know. Do you have daddy issues?
I have huge daddy
I have a lot
problems.
of dad issues.
Igni has huge daddy
Well,
problems.
Ted looked in the book. So.
Sorry, there's so much to unpack here because this can go so many different ways.
Okie dokie.
Oh.
So the grandfather was the real asshole, as you so easily see.
Yeah,
As-
that little fucker.
Yep.
I wanted to dick stab him much earlier.
That could have been bad news had you done that,
Why?
because then the
Revenant
Revenant
got
wouldn't
him.
get his
Oh.
opportunity to do
Oh.
so.
Shit is fun.
So he will say to you, like in terrified, feared things. And he says, my father had found he said he found allies that would be useful and helpful, and would give him power, and he joined a group, and he says he doesn't like outsiders, but he wanted to protect the family, but he's also very greedy, and he wanted power and wealth, and he joined this group, and he made me
They
help
did not
him.
happen to be fire cults, did they?
And he says no, it was all part of his plan.
What plan?
He said he says it was some sort of earth cult, and he said
Medusa.
the plan was to blame it on a fire cult, so that they would be the ones assaulted for this damage. He was the one out at night putting the brands on all the animals.
Do you know anything about Medusa?
He says, no, but I know he says, I know the passphrase, I serve the black earth, will let you into the earth temple if you find it.
Well, what is it?
I serve the black earth.
That is.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I am hearing is that you had daddy problems too.
What did you do?
And he says, you say Mandusa?
I said Medusa.
He says, I never met him, but I heard of him.
Where do they keep the Medusa?
What is the Mandusa's name?
Marlos Ernrail.
Not as good. Marlos the Medusa.
If you recall, you had heard
that, yeah.
that name once before, spoken by a lich friend of your group.
Wow.
Wow,
That's
Marlos.
crazy.
Crazy.
It's just like a good
I
lich.
love the
Wow.
chorus. Oh wow.
Okay, you don't happen to know where they keep such Medusa?
And he says, no, I never found out, but they say he's the Earth Prophet, whatever that means.
It means it. I see.
And he said, my grandfather knew someone named Helen Ray. Does that ring a bell?
Helen Ray.
Helen Ray.
It's sickening.
It's just a debauchery. Igni says, I need you to know your choices will mean that you die today.
Yeah,
However-
I already told you you're gonna die. Like I did.
Wait. What part did you have? Did you desecrate this warrior's tomb? Answer truthfully. Your life depends on it. It's a will you stop it. This party is so negative. God.
You don't even know what we have seen.
Welcome to the Dancing John.
And you see that the chieftain is just he's getting impatient, like he's ready to do the thing.
Yeah,
Right,
I know.
And he looks to him and he says, "Where is it?" And he's like, "You know of what I speak. Where is it?" And he and he points to a wall, and you can see now something you didn't really pay much attention to, obviously. But there is unmortared fieldstones in the wall of this basement, and one of them looks a little bit loose, and he strides over there and just through it and pulls out an iron chest within it, and he breaks the lock and rips the top off, and he looks inside, and you can see there is 4 figurines inside it. A bear, a tiger, and an elk, and a fox. They're all carved from different gemstones. And he says, "You and your ancestor, Josh." He says, "You stole these from my resting place." And the guy's like, he's like freaking out. And there's also some coinage, but he seems only interested in that. And then also inside an oiled hide in there is an ornate great sword. The sword's grip is bound in worn leather and doesn't look original, but is marked with many notches, and bear claws are tied to the pommel. And he picks up the sword and he grabs it and he says it. And he just now, you saw him before wielding his fists, and, this sword in his hands just seems like it just makes sense. And he is just, also, Rem, what was the donation for? Because
Advantage to the bad guy.
Advantage to the bad guy. Got it. All right.
Is he a bad guy? Is he a bad guy?
Sounds like a bad guy.
I know.
Sounds
The
like a bad
halfling
guy.
is the bad
I thought
guy.
we were
They're
the
all
bad
bad
I
guys.
don't read the bad guy.
Everybody here is a bad guy.
We're on Team Revenant, all right?
Over to the right.
I'm on Team Revenant.
You also see an ornate helm made of leather, rope, and bone, and it has a bear skull, deer antlers, and a saber-toothed tiger lower jaw. And he grabs that, and he sits that on his helm as well, and he is just suiting up, and he is just getting less and less happy. But he seems also, at the same time, he's gathering all of these things that were clearly taken from the tomb.
Warrior, you have retrieved your items, and this man clearly was just a pawn in this scheme. Assuredly, you can leave a family man who did make mistakes true to remain here. You need not kill him. I think your quest is completed.
Make me another persuasion check.
If I gotta give her help or give her advantage, Digby has all the words. She'll say something.
I'm gonna use an inspiration
Do
to
it.
reroll. Yes. There we go. Yes, that will put me at a 27.
Okay, so
Bard.
he looks to you and he starts to derage, and he sticks the sword in the ground, and he points to the little man, and he says, "You must provide rations and accommodate and I guess it's more rations and Josh. Damn it, Josh! You're just right in my purview to point at."
You pointed at me and said little man.
No, that's accurate.
Really
Yeah.
Perfect. So he says you must provide. What does he say?
You brought booze. You're the booze wizard.
Yes.
The most important job of all of this.
Basically, he tells them that he must provide all of the warriors food and rations and things to get them back to where they came from.
That seems more.
And he says, and he looks to you and he says, "When I am gone from this world, you must return my belongings to their rightful resting place." And he looks back to the other man and he says, "And you and your family must close off this this burial mound and restore it to its once former glory, and I will know if you do not, and I will come back and I will reenact my vengeance.
This all seems fair.
Yes.
Yeah, justice.
Super
goddammit.
fair.
Yeah.
This is
Justice.
justice. This is real justice.
Has been served.
Yeah.
And he looks to the halfling again, and he says, "I will know." And he
That's so
disappears, and the sword falls to the ground, the helm falls to the ground, the figurines fall to the ground, and you easily smell urine coming from this little man with your wolf nose.
Oh,
He
that's
clearly pissed his pants
Well, yeah.
in fear.
I'm surprised that didn't happen sooner. She's just like, mm-hmm.
Igni looks to him and says, "You have learned a valuable lesson today."
And he is just like he can't
And
even talk.
next time, we won't be here to save.
She goes, "Your family
We're
is
literally like parents, you know,
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna know if you did it or
You
not.
did it.
Igni gets down to his level because it's condescending. And she says, "Your family is safe and in the barn. I suggest you go greet them and remind them how much you love them. Remind yourself what is important." Yes?
And he's like, and he like,
And she goes, "Go!"
and he like runs out, and he's like, between all the barbarians that are in the hallway.
I'm guarding him to make
Okay, all right. So he gets up and he
Yeah.
runs off.
And Igni guides her new cloak to gather all the things.
Okay.
20 pounds of stuff, I'm sure.
Yeah,
give
that's
or take.
fine.
Yeah, and gathers
So
it
you
all.
guys notice now on top of his armaments, on top of the figurines, which for those of you who are curious, as there's a big focus on gemstones apparently recently.
What?
So the bear figurine
Okay.
is made of lapis lazuli, just so you know. The tiger is from red obsidian, and the elk is carved from a banded agate. These are all worth easily 150 gold pieces
What about the
each.
fox? That's the one I want.
Hold on.
No,
Elk
we're
is-
returning them to the
I know, that's, I mean,
Or
what's
all
information on, because
Elk-
it doesn't match anything in the tomb.
Elk is red obsidian?
Elk is elk is banded agate.
Hold on, what was the red obsidian?
That was
Tiger.
the tiger.
Tiger, and then elk is banded agate?
Yes.
But there was no fox in the tomb.
Yes, the fox is I think made out of copper. And no, there was not a fox.
Well,
in
it
the tomb.
still belongs in this thing.
No, it does. I'm just.
You
it's
also
just-
see
it's true.
his. I mean, not that I assume you're going to, but the sword, a great sword, is worth at least 100 gold, and his armor and helm is worth 10. You also see in there is things he didn't seem to care about, which is 775 copper pieces, 2,512 silver pieces, 1,553 gold pieces, and 196 platinum pieces.
Wait. Do you know? Wait. Can we put this in my Excel sheet, please?
I can, but I will. You can make the assumption that this is the family's life savings.
Oh, I see.
We're
Yeah.
not.
I'm not taking
Yeah.
them.
There is also 9 rose quartz crystals, each worth 50 gold pieces. There's a lot of. It's so fitting that everybody went and picked up gemstone dice today.
Rose quartz.
Yeah, I know. That's why I thought it was kind of fitting.
Actually, Igni, she looks to Geodude and to her cloak, and she says, "Go."
It is a copper fox
It is a
statue.
copper fox.
Yeah, a little to go with everything else.
She looks at her Geodude and says, "Put them back where they belong. Bear or tiger? Does the fox go somewhere in those spaces?"
Yeah, I mean, probably that's
Well,
all.
it's like a spot. Okay, she goes.
I mean, those were the 4 things he pointed at.
Okay, so she goes to Geodude and to the cloak, who is now carrying them. Says, "Go, put them back for us, please. You do not mind. Come back."
I'll walk with you.
Okay, you go.
I would like to. Actually.
I was about to say, I have no interest in going back down the tomb. It means nothing to me. If I can have somebody else do it for me, and use like fuck it.
It
Okay.
means a lot to me to go.
No, I was about to say, well then go ahead.
There's also another thing in there, in the family stuff. I guess it's an old, worn, like, leather bag.
Okay, can I put all the treasure, like rake it all into the bag?
Yeah, it doesn't change the weight of the bag.
Oh. Is that what we can rightfully assume? Yes, she dumps all the treasure, attaches that to her hip. That will come with us. And,
Seemingly a worn family heirloom.
yeah, and she pushes the gold off to the side. The bag is way more.
Okay.
She does have one thing she'd like to do with the family, though. But
Okay. So you guys are bringing the stuff back.
Mhm.
So you do.
I want to beat the whole thing, Leo, respectful. I want to move the bones back on top of the altar, make sure they're not scattered, and do the best I can.
Okay,
Do I
so
have any kind of like, does bless work for like, that's for on
No.
individuals.
I gotta
but
believe
I mean, you can do like you're gonna do some sort of
Consecration type thing.
yeah. We can
like
presume.
clean the
Isn't it like ceremony or
altar.
something?
Yeah,
like
a ceremony's not a spell that you. I don't. We could say you
Burial
prepared it
ceremony.
because I don't think you actually updated your spells.
I
We
have
could say you
not,
prepared
yeah.
it for today.
Sure.
Sure, why not? So you guys go back. The three of you go back, and Igni, you're gonna go deal with the family. Okay, so we'll come back to you later. So the three of you go, bring stuff back, and you're placing things in the right proper places, and you're basically trying to, if this was a real life, like you'd sage and cleaning everything up, making it.
I want to invite the top, like, leaders, the top 3, whatever, like the president, vice president, whatever, of the Uthgar.
It seems to
Uthgar-
mostly be the chick. She's like the leader of the clan.
The ravenous one?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck her. But, I mean,
Well, I mean, he's good.
Yeah.
I guess, like, I don't really care too much for her, but I know it's the right thing to do to have, like, you gotta have the clan being happy. So I motioned to her to come in
Yeah.
to help with the
You're
cleansing of the altar and shit.
Oh, yeah, all welcome. Oh, I also want to explain to them the terms that have agreed to so they understand what has happened and why this man is still alive.
Okay. Yeah, you can easily do so. And as you go ahead and continue to put all those things, and you basically talk some sense into them of what and they don't seem happy about this, but they say that they'll respect the ancients' wishes, so they will do that.
Oh, hey. If you're just, like, bummed out about not being able to kill some shit today, can we show you a couple symbols to look out for? And then we highly and strongly encourage you to wreck their shit.
If we
Violently.
I was about to say, if we
wait,
haven't.
wait. If we do that, they might go to the air cult, kill all the air cockroaches that took over.
Oh, no, they know what an aircocker is. Well, they're not. The armor, we can describe the armor, and then if they're wielding those, like, symbols.
We could probably avoid.
Not the
At this
places.
point,
Okay, I was about to say the places.
No,
yeah,
not
that
the
become
places. Like,
problematic.
we've already cleared out most of those.
Just
but-
looking for the cultist.
Right. The
the
cultists
cultist
always have some
that
kind of
wields the
insignia.
symbol, yeah.
And we can describe their armor. We're like, so if you see anything like this,
Do you see a Mandusa?
wreck it.
Definitely.
I mean,
Right.
you tell
No,
us and
Mendoza is mine.
Why do you want the Mandusa?
Because I bet there's no doubt if he has multiple snakes, he got multiple dicks to stab.
I mean,
Oh, wow.
that's like sound
The
logic.
Mandusa?
No way is the Mendoza hot.
I mean, he will make you rock hard.
From the start of this campaign, the Mendoza has been the only thing Igni cares about. Igni will kill that
Multiple
Mendoza.
dicks.
All right.
Sounds fun.
So when, upon doing all of this and talking sense into them, showing them the elemental symbols, and properly placing all of the things in the proper, section, like, the bear and blah, 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 you three are you feel a power bestowed upon you by the ancient.
Oh, nice.
Ozzy, you are granted a charm of dark vision.
Ooh.
Oh, shit.
You can cast the dark vision spell, no components required, 3 times, and then it's gone forever.
Oh.
But a total of 3 times.
Fuck yeah.
You, tell me which sword you prefer to use.
My trusty blade given to me by the most beautiful woman I've ever slept with.
Fair. It is currently, for the next 9 days, also a dragon slayer longsword.
Dead if we don't kill a dragon like this.
I'll make you kill a dragon in 9 days, so it's not
No,
wasted
make sure you
benefit.
kill a dragon in 9 days.
And Lilith, you are granted a charm of heroism. So this functions, it's an action, and once you do so, it's gone, but it functions as a potion of heroism, which allows you to, when you activate it, gain 10 temporary hit points, and you are considered to be under the effects of the Bless spell for an hour. So that's a plus D4 to your attack rolls and your saving throws, and 10 temporary hit points for an hour. When you activate this, then it's gone forever.
Okay, so the attack and saving plus.
Plus 1d4 to attack rolls and saving throws, and 10 temporary hit points. Lasts for an hour, but you choose when you activate it, but it's a one-time thing. Seemingly curated for what would be useful to each of you by the Ancient.
That's cool. I told you, Angel's Chill's butt.
We also didn't have to kill Dad. And you didn't. So
He did not.
She didn't have. Lilith would be like, well, I mean, like justice. It's like.
I think proper justice was done this day.
It was indeed. There are other ways around it for sure.
Yeah.
So
So
you go to the family.
I do go to the family, specifically to the little one.
Ignatius. How are you?
And she goes in and she says, "Tonight you shall sleep sound, and as promised." And she pulls out. Well, she only has one. She pulls out a jar, or she's got to be keeping them. She has a set of pixie wings in a jar that draws butterflies to them, and she gives it to the kid, and she says, "These are the wings of the pixies. If you put it under your pillow, they will give you sweet dreams tonight."
And he's like, "Oh wow, you're so nice."
I try, says the woman who's completely ethereal. She kind of gives that look to the father again, kind of like.
And he's just like,
She goes, "You should change your pants. You smell disgusting." And she kind of like pats the little one on the head, and she says, "We do not make us come back, yeah." She leaves.
And you leave.
Yeah, as promised.
As promised. You leave. You all reconvene. The barbarians leave with their rations and their accommodations for the road. And the four of you are now together, seemingly having, dealt with all of this.
Well, that was a time.
Yeah.
I'm glad I could help, but I probably should be getting back to where I came from.
And what is that?
That's what the last one said.
Yeah.
No.
They just come in and out of our life. It's
The
like
last
boyfriends.
Yeah.
What?
Yesterday we met a druid.
She had these butterflies. They were fucking huge. They just in your space all the time.
Leo's like, "Fuck!" and looks at the sky and is like, "Really?" And he's like, "Well, I've got to find her. Roswin, yeah."
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That
She
is
was
what.
cool.
How bizarre.
She was in fact something.
She was here yesterday, like hours
Yes,
before I
yes,
got
yesterday,
here.
Yes.
She helped us kill
You know.
dragons.
Yes, no, we're literally saving the world together. Okay, well, I've got to go. Maybe I can catch her.
Okay.
Wow. No, it was lovely meeting all of you, and you.
Iggy
And
comes
he-
in and like plants a huge kiss on you.
Oh shit.
Oh damn.
Oh yeah. No,
Damn.
No, he's like surprised, and then totally like,
Gives
and he
into it.
goes for it. No, absolutely.
Yeah. And then she says, "Well, I have a Medusa to kill."
Oh.
Lilith
Yeah.
very awkwardly tries to dab. She doesn't get it. She doesn't quite get it. She's just like.
You forget the arm, the like head. It's just.
Yeah. What time of day is it?
Yeah.
It's like, well, after all the shit that's gone down, it's probably like sunset.
Okay.
Well, good luck saving the world. We're
No,
gonna go.
yeah,
save the world.
Self the word.
Also.
No,
yes,
if you
we're gonna do the thing.
message me sometime.
Hey,
Yeah,
can you
it's
do that?
it's
Wizard,
I can do that.
I mean, if
it's like 8 o'clock, so the sun is down,
maybe.
I mean,
or it's coming. It's going down.
If it means anything, we all do have, barn with hay to.
Maybe I
Sleeping.
should stay for the night. Actually, that might be safer thing.
I'm gonna stay
You're
for
gonna
the
stay
night.
for
Stay
the
for the
night. No, I'll
night.
stay for the night.
Not going in that bar.
No, I'll stay for the
In the
night.
middle of you guys trying to make your fuck plans established. She's gonna morph into her wolf form and look at you and then like trot off
What
into
the
the night.
fuck is that
Amy
movie?
goes.
Okay, sure.
Where's the fly?
No,
How
you
long
only
does that
had
last?
You only had 10 minutes.
Shit.
So it's probably gone.
Amy
I
goes,
I need the three of you to
Oh no.
each roll me a d20.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, why?
Not you, Igni. You three.
Oh.
Oh, us three.
Sorry, you weren't. You
Oh,
weren't.
that's okay. That's okay.
4.
A 3?
9.
4, 3, 9.
Yeah.
No, I got a
3.
Okay, you
With
get a
nothing
4.
added, yes.
Yeah, just a straight number. All right, so Ozzy, as you, I will get you the specifics. So for whatever reason, all of which you did seemingly was the most resonating. Apparently, actually, no, that doesn't make sense. I'm gonna revoke that from you. I love you, but I'm going to take that away.
Flew around a bunch.
Flew around the bunch.
I was living my best life today.
You know what?
Absolutely.
Let me ask you two,
Okay.
the panel over here in the corner,
Oh.
and the internet. Who do you think did the most for this Revenant who was there, who came back? Who did the most to help them out and all that?
The Revenant?
Yeah, like who did the most to help help him out and also bring back, do all the glory stuff and bring all the stuff back to his
I mean,
return it all.
I would say one of the two of them for sure.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Which
Not
one?
standing it. I was like, yeah, to fulfill your justice, I'll clean your altar.
Spoken like a true hero.
I'm a guest, so I'm gonna.
We'll give it to
Give it to Lilith?
Yeah, that's fine.
Brittany.
Okay. Then you notice.
You did stand your ground for your scruples, though.
So did you?
Yeah.
No, you were
You
telling the
gotta stand for
halfling to
those
die.
Yeah, I was on the
No,
Revenant
you were
side.
more on his team the whole time.
I
opposed
was
him a lot more.
completely
Oh,
on the
yeah.
I was like, hey, yo, women and children.
Yeah, no, you were. Yeah, you were.
And
for
then
sure.
just
She's also a wolf, and that's super fucking
You're
cool.
also a wolf.
All right.
That
So you're the
doesn't have
coolest.
anything to do with the
It's-
Revenant.
Besides the fact that it's super fucking
Question
cool.
is-
You're Balto.
Can you
No,
dab?
no,
as a
also the white wolf.
You're the
and
wolf in Balto.
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
Balto.
Oh my
White
god, yes,
wolf.
can you dab as a
Can
wolf?
you dab as a wolf?
Probably not.
Their
I don't
arms
think
don't go that
their
way.
their upper arms are like super short. They got those
You
long.
can stand
ass
up and
arms.
go like this.
Dabs by like, yeah.
By the time you
Oh.
by the time you end this stream, somebody's gonna draw out a wolf.
Oh, dab.
Somebody.
Fan art.
Katie, can we get a wolf dab?
I just kept thinking of the scene in Fantastic Mr. Fox where he like.
All right. So because everybody's agreeing that it's you, which is fine. You notice that fox figurine appears in your bag.
Oh, mine?
Ooh.
Fucking
Oh.
knew
wow.
it wasn't in that too.
Wow.
So
Wow.
it is, and I will give you all the specifics, but it is a figurine of wondrous power,
What?
Copper Fox, which is a
Okay,
different
hold
set
on.
of stuff. So I'll give you the specifics.
Yeah, later.
But yeah, you can basically use this to summon
That's
a
cool.
fox. Like you could use it for a raven or something else.
Oh,
so.
we're gonna be little buddies.
I will give you the specifics
Oh
on
my
that. later.
god, I'm
Alright.
gonna have a little fox friend.
I was about to say it is officially Lilith. It's on the Excel sheet.
Okay,
Thanks,
cool.
man.
You got it.
So wait for Buggy to get back before we close this out. But thank you guys for
That
this.
was super fun.
That was super
But obviously
Awesome.
that's
I
gonna
mean,
Totally gonna.
that's gonna
That's
happen.
We're gonna go
happen.
roll in the hay.
That's
you know
why
what
I
I'm
got
saying?
the
Literally.
fuck out of
Let's be
there.
real. I can't remember the last time Iggy's been laid, so.
She
It
almost
is
got
awesome.
laid and then she murdered that guy in his sleep.
Oh yeah,
Oh, no,
there
please
you
Yeah, but
go.
that was not consensual layage.
No, I mean, yeah. Well,
I mean,
It was,
you-
it was like a ploy. Just because I was tricking him to get what I wanted does not mean I wanted him to put his dick inside me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Quality stuff on the stream, folks.
Do you want to roll a performance check?
Don't you know
Roll
it?
for the D.
Yeah, let's see it.
We wanna
Performance
see
checks.
How well we do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just-
roll-
Natural
Please
20.
Look at this natural 20
Can you roll
right here in
that?
front of my face.
Okay.
Can we please?
Does the camera pan out and there's just a holy light?
I rolled a 22.
I tried to add the
Oh,
charm.
we break the barn.
But
We break-
it didn't save on here.
It
so
just
I'll have
I'll
to-
remind
falls
you.
apart around us.
Yeah, like normally it fades to black in most people's description. It fades to
This is
like
an after scene.
holy light. Like the barn light shines out from the tops through the doors,
Love it.
like through the cracks, and it's it looks like any like if you can imagine any movie where an alien touches down in a farm and there's the light coming out through the cracks in the farm door, like the barn doors, and up through the thing.
So we level up, right?
So we epic sex.
We epic sex and then level up.
I don't know how I feel about using those dice after.
A natural 20 to get laid roll? Yes.
Yeah, let's keep that, guys. Yeah.
So Katie said the chat is great. We got all capitals. Goddamn, that's good sex.
That's
It is.
great sex.
That's
Like,
great
I missed all the
sex.
you know what it is?
I got a natural 20 on
That's,
Wow!
That's what we call con
Damn.
sex. Con sex.
Consex.
Yep, no strings attached.
No.
What
We
happens?
never, we
what
never have to talk to your
What happens in
kid.
the barn?
Yeah, you
Stays
Stays
in
in
the
the barn.
You guys are literally out. Yeah, you are in a barn.
We literally.
We're literally.
Who
Yeah.
wakes up first? And who wakes
I
up
think
and bounces
I don't
first?
think I sleep. I think I leave.
She doesn't
I was
sleep.
about to say, I don't sleep on my
Oh.
house.
Oh, cool. I'm
So
like,
you're both
you're
just in there
laying
like,
there, and I'm trying to
well,
creep
bye.
away and look at my
He's
shit, and
he's
you're
like,
like,
stop being weird.
oh, no, I just,
It's
you know,
cool.
I had,
This is sex and this is.
You're like,
I-
I have
bye.
Mendoza.
I honestly hope to see you again soon.
This would be
I don't say that to a lot of people.
me neither. Shall be a good time, no doubt.
No.
If you ever need a dance partner, you know, I get to jiggy with it.
I do love to dance.
I can tell. The rotation of your hips.
And yours.
Ted,
wow.
we made Ted
I love
blush
it.
with
I
this.
love it. It's so good. It's so
Yeah,
good.
Yeah, it's all, and
I was not expecting this today when I came to fight a hag.
you know, hag,
episode.
sex, giants, tombs. It's like a good day in D&D.
Oh, no.
Saving kids,
Yeah.
giving them
Well,
hope.
he's like, "Mwah," and then leaves.
So thank you guys so much for what was an awesome first ever
Yeah,
live
thank
game
you.
with everybody together in the same
We
room.
did it.
Oh, thanks.
So can I please get you all, we'll start with Brittany here,
Yep.
to just go around the room. Let's tell everybody where they can find you. We'll get you guys to jump in after as well since you're in the room.
Come
So
on,
Brittany,
gentlemen.
yeah, come on in. Come on.
Come here, my best friend.
Yes, everybody get in here.
Yay!
So, Brittany.
Everybody.
Yeah.
I
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Woo! Beep, 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 beep. I play Arna Delactil on the Venture Maidens podcast with Celeste. We stream every Wednesday. I don't know why I always give out the thing. You can just go to our website, venturemaidens.com, and you'll find everything you need to know there.
Everything.
Everything.
And merch.
And merch. GenCon's been awesome. It's been really fun.
Mhm.
This is our first time all meeting physically in person, which
Yeah.
is amazing.
It's awesome.
Pretty
So
good.
fucking weird.
Yeah.
It's weird, but
It's so good.
Yeah, you can find me at Visual Warlock on Instagram and Twitter.
She does these sweet tattoos.
Right?
Oh yeah, guys.
Everybody has tattoos.
Look at all
I
those
did-
fucking
I can't
sweet
show you my
tats.
whole back.
I did some sweet tat. It's got some weird bandaging on it, so it's all like
They're
blurry and
fresh.
stuff,
They're
but
fresh.
They
They're
look
super fresh.
fucking dope.
But
Yeah.
it was really
Yeah.
it was cool. I got to tattoo at GenCon. Next year, guys, I'll be doing it again next year.
All
I'll
right.
do that.
Celeste?
Hi everybody, thanks for having me on this weird Princess of the Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Usually here, but my name is Celeste Conowich. You can find me on the alternating Mondays.
Which will
on
be
the-
tomorrow if you're I don't know if you're gonna be up for playing.
I don't know.
Or not
on
tomorrow, the day
Monday.
after, but yeah,
Tomorrow's
Monday.
Sunday.
Yeah,
We'll
Monday.
figure it out.
All right, cool.
But you can usually find me on Rise of Tiamat on the alternating Mondays here. Otherwise, you can also find me, as Brittany said, on the Venture Maidens podcast. So find us on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Actual Play D&D podcast. Find us at venturemaidens.com to all our stuff, or me personally on Twitter at @cconowich.
Bucky.
I'm Lucky. I normally play Vendalar Greymeyer on Taking Initiative podcast with this beardy boy. You can find us on Twitter at TI_pod. You can find me on Twitter at Bucky_Masters. What was awesome and announced just at GenCon today was that all of us
Yeah.
are going to be
Podcast
part of the
of
podcast of Waterdeep.
Yeah.
And when
Yeah.
does that happen, Mister? Explain. Because you know all the
Hey,
details.
you-
You did it.
I
so.
said it wrong today, so you do it.
So Podcast of Waterdeep was co-planned and written. We writ it
We're doing it.
with Victoria Rogers of the Broadswords. There's going to be 8 main podcasts with a shit ton of guests and 2 awesome cross episodes. North by Northwest is actually going to be the first episode on the list, and then Taking Initiative and Venture Maidens will be following at some point. The event starts on September 10th, and we'll be doing, I believe, 1 episode per day for 10 days. It'll be helping to announce the Waterdeep Dragon Heist module that'll be released by Wizards of the Coast in September.
All right.
So that.
Yeah.
Cool. Chelsea.
I'm Chelsea. You may know me better as Little Red Dot, but you can find me online at little_red_dot. I do quite a lot of things, including the North by Northwest podcast, which is going to be a cool part of all of this. And when I'm not doing that, I stream on quite a few channels, and by quite a few I mean a lot. So I play a lot of tabletop. I have my own Twitch channel, which you can find. And so I do content writing and tabletop role playing to the maximum capacity. So when I'm not here, I'm over on Encounter Roleplay. I play for Wizards of the Coast. I play over on Roll For It in a couple campaigns, and actually next Saturday we start the new Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition, sanctioned and everything. So check me out there. I'm going to be playing a scary vampire, which is Nothing new. I'll be killing people.
Yeah, fair. James.
And I am James Stiver. I am the DM and creator of the Loot and Dagger podcast.
Hmm.
We're not doing anything.
Rep
awesome like
it
that.
up. Repping it up.
No, my mom says I do a really good job. She doesn't understand it all, but she likes that I tell stories. So I think that's amazing.
We need the podcast of moms. That's what we really need.
We
Podcast
should have a
of
podcast of moms.
A
That-
mom podcast?
Momcast.
That came up because Renee's mom from
Yes.
Faith and the Fablemakers, her mom's in their show.
Oh.
She plays like a reporter
Mom
in the
cast.
show.
Love being on
Kickstarter.
Twitch.
Momcast.
Your mom has a blast. Get all caps from Katie. Get Celeste's mom on there.
No, she watched all the last episode. She's like, get it, baby. And I was like, thanks, Mom.
Alright, hey, I'm Rim. You might have enjoyed my performance tonight as the guy who awkwardly came in the deck and then shuffled off to the side. I do RPG commissions. You can find them on my website, grimlyfar.com. If you have a good idea, I can make it happen.
An
Yeah,
incredible writer and map maker.
And that too. Thank
yeah.
you.
And if you didn't recognize him like I didn't recognize him,
Yeah.
it might be because you know him better with a weird Long John's gray
yeah.
beard
Yeah,
as lycanthropotamus
Yeah.
on our extra live
Grand
stream.
Pippy Shippy.
Grand Pippy Shippy from our end of our extra live stream from last year. And I'm Ted from Nerd Immersion. It's been a pleasure to be with all of these people here at GenCon, as well as to play in this game. So you guys know me. This is my channel. Be on the lookout for more GenCon stuff because I have a bunch of videos to edit, as well as more collaborations with all of our new friends coming out as well. Yeah, that's it. We'll maybe be back on Monday night. If not, it might be postponed because of travel.
Depends when I get back from my plane.
And we got the 3-hour time change, but that's jet lag too, so a little bit. Anyway, thank you guys so much for being here. I know it was kind of impromptu and it started an hour late, but hey, it is what it is. And well, yeah,
It's con life.
yeah,
how we
that's
do it.
We're
how
on
it is.
con, we're on con time.
Guys, we do that anyway.
Yeah, it's true. We do that anyway.
We're like every week, so whatever.
But anyway, we're gonna all go get food and drink a lot. So we will see you guys next time.
Bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye.